Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is he doing? What is he talking about? What is he going to say? Welcome to the show, everybody. Let me clear my screen real quick. Oh, oh, oh no. Oh no. Cody and Robin in love. Why you guys hate love so much? Why do you hate love so much? Cody and Robin, why do you hate love so much? Your daughter is in love. Why you hate love so much? Why you hating on the love? Just because you're trying to clap them cheeks, all of a sudden it's a problem. He just want to be like you, big dog. He just want to take in and make promises to this woman and get touches and affection. What's the issue, homie? What goes around comes around. You know what they say? Hopefully everybody's having an awesome time. If you can hear me and see me, maybe I should have did that first. If you can hear me, you can see me. Give me a 1 in the chat. If you can and you're having troubles, give me a 2. If I'm here by myself, give me a 2. The crazy part is, if I was just talking to myself, you guys wouldn't be able to give me anything because I wouldn't be talking to you. Hello. But usually that's if I'm having trouble with my audio or whatever. But I see the ones popping in. Thank you guys so much. Welcome to the show. This by far was the cringiest episode of the season. This was where the creepiness came out. All of a sudden, Cody's like, I'm going to go back to being creepy dad. You know what? I was going to jump into like all the other foolishness and all the stupid shit with Jan and Mary. And it's actually not dumb. I mean, it is what it is. But I got to talk about, I'm gonna give that a minute. I'm gonna give it a minute because I'm gonna cool down a little bit because it's just I have thoughts. Okay, I have notes on this whole situation with Cody and this young man. I have notes. I have notes. oh, hopefully everybody had an awesome week and weekend. I don't know if you guys actually had a chance to see this. And to be honest with you, let's ask a question. Jody Perez Scholar last week reminded me of something that I wanted to ask. I've been wanting to ask you guys. Let me pop this bad boy out so I can see it better. Something I've been wanting to ask. Are you still watching the show? Are you still watching Sister Wives? Oh, I'll put it in Sister Wives. Because I'm just curious. I'm just curious. You know what I mean? Oh, wait, shit. It did not go in as a poll. What the hell? Oh, we're going to do it as a poll question. All right. Are you, still watching Sister Wives? And I'm just curious. I mean, I know, like, I have to watch it because otherwise I'll be amazing if I could just not watch it and just pick up through osmosis what the show was about. I mean, it would kind of be that'd be a double-edged sword because that would mean I'd be able to do it with Sister Wives when actually I want to do it with the lotto. Right? Who doesn't want to do the lottery and just be able to go, oh, the numbers are going to be blah, 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 blah. Oh, I win again. I say I want to do that. But if I did that shit, I would be in prison because they were like, I don't know how you keep winning, sir, but obviously you cheating. Oh no, I did it again. Either that or I'll be in like some kind of I'll be kidnapped every 2 weeks. You gonna hit the lottery for us. Oh man. Oh wow. Miss Indeed said I feel I'm in too deep. Said I feel I'm too invested. I'm gonna watch, but I'm not enjoying it very much. Yeah, you know what? That's the next question, I guess. If you are watching, are you enjoying it? You know, where you at with it? Is it worth the time? You know what I mean? Like that's the weird part about it. Is it worth the time, energy, and effort? You know, it's just I think folks are so so interested in seeing uh so interested in seeing like Cody and Robin get theirs, but we were kind of talking about that the other day during the round table, and I got to tell you, if I want to be 100% honest, I know that's why a lot of folks are still tuning in to the show because they can't wait for Cody and Robin to get theirs. But if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't think we're going to see that shit. Not because it's not going to happen. Like, I mean, they definitely on a path to where they're going to spin themselves into oblivion and destroy themselves economically. Like, I think that that's a thing. But I don't think they're going to film it because as soon as the shit start coming in and they start getting the late bills and they're like, Cody, what's going on? Why you in the corner crying? He's not going to say, guys, because I keep getting these last notice, final notice bills, and they talk about coming to get the house. He's going to stop filming. If they insist that he put that on air, he won't film. He won't even let them talk about shit that makes him look bad, that we all know is going on. Like, he has a shit relationship with his kids. He won't even let them talk about that on air. And everybody know he has a shit relationship with his kids. His kids have said he has a shit relationship with them. And he won't even really address that on there. There's no way he's going to get on and be like, guys, I'm broke. Oh, bro. They going to come and get everything. They taking everything. They going to take the feelings up out my head, y'all. I got shit. Oh, God, what am I going to do? They're not going to film that shit. We're not going to ever see that. I would be. I mean, the only way we might even maybe possibly could perhaps see some shit like that is if they're like, we will cut you a fat ass check to pay all your bills off, but you have to let us film it. Then maybe we might see it, but I don't know because he would have to bow down to his ego. So I don't know. Hold on a second. We had 2 super chats. Hold on 1 second. Ty with the $1.99 super chat. Second-hand embarrassment. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't know. What do you call it when you embarrass somebody because they don't know no better? They don't know. They're not smart enough to know that they should be embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a good look. That's because I feel like that's where we are with a lot of the stuff with Cody and them. Like, this shit is not a good look. This is not what you think it is. Oh, I'm trying to show my romantical side with Robin. Ooh, I'm gonna be the cool dad. When her boyfriend come over, I'm gonna be like, Robin, come over here and sit on my lap. Come on, Robin. Let me grab them little honey pots. Show this young man how much in love we are, because I'm the cool dad. There's some things, I mean, and I'm saying this as somebody who's younger than Cody, but not by much. I'm saying this. We think we cool, right? I tell my kids all the time, y'all don't know what cool is. Y'all don't know. You have no idea who you talking to. Yeah. Y'all think y'all doing some shit now. You have no idea. I used to do it better. I used to do more of it. Like, you know what I mean? You have no idea what cool is. Right? But none of that matters as far as they're concerned. I've done some crazy shit. I've done some like crazy, not crazy as in, oh, he's a lunatic, but I've done some interesting things, right? Things of note. And my kids are impressed, not impressed the least. They are not impressed at all. Like, I don't feel like you come in and be like, yeah, I did blah, blah, blah. Wow, that's amazing. You did such and such. Oh, man, that's incredible. Tell your kids, they be like, nah. I'm telling you, I did such whatever. They act like you just walked across the room. You could have found the cure for cancer. You could have flew around Mars 3 times. Yeah. Yeah. Insane. Insane. You just never gonna be cool in your kids' eyes because you're their parent. And I feel like Cody is struggling to be cool in front of his kids, which if we're gonna tap on it a little bit, let's knock on the door a little bit. Let's knock on the door. If you are reasonably 50 plus, I mean younger should be younger. This applies to younger folks too. But if you're 50 plus and you're trying to impress a 20-year-old, there is something wrong with you. Okay? If you're 50 years old and you're trying to look cool in front of a 20-year-old kid, there is something wrong with you. If you're trying to prove to a 20-year-old man who's dating your daughter that you are sexually attractive and you have a sex life, so you got to paw and grope and grab and clutch and paw, pull at your wife to show this 20-year-old man that you got it going on because you're trying to impress him, there is something wrong with you. Can we start there? Because that's all that shit is. Every time they say something, you got to try to spin it around. So, yeah, look, I'm in it too, yo. Yeah, I'm knocking off her mama. You know what it is about, son. If you're 50 years old and you feel the need to try to impress a 20-year-old with your sexual prowess, there is something fundamentally wrong with you. And I'm talking about developmentally wrong with you. That's beyond immature. I don't have to look. I'm not to brag, but look, I'm walking around. I got 2 receipts walking around with my business. What I done did, like, you know what I mean? I got 2 receipts, living, breathing receipts walking around. So I got at least twice. I'm just saying, like, if it's all like that, I gotta prove something. There they go, receipt 1 and 2. And at the same time, here's the stupid part. At the same time, who gives a shit? I don't care who think I'm doing what, that I'm getting something. I don't care. It's none of your business anyway. Whether I'm doing it or not doing it, how often I do it, when I do it, whether I'm good at it, that's none of your business. Unless I'm creeping on your door, that shit don't matter. And here's a crazy part. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Can we talk? Can we talk? Because I'm about to be honest. But before we do that, let me give Ty a little something. Because we're gonna have to get into it. We got to get into it. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the other stuff that appeared. Give everybody an opportunity to join in. But we're gonna have to talk about the whole dating thing. Because that was crazy to me. All right, let me give Ty a little something. Secondhand embarrassment, Ty. All right, next up we got Shanna Lee with the $9.99 super chat. His power is 9,000. Only some of you will get that. But Mary is never going to understand that the most legal leverage she was ever going to have with Cody was at the legal divorce. I gotta get that Shia LaBeouf where he's standing there clapping in the audience. Yes, 100%. That was baby girl. That was when you had all the power. That was when you had all the power. You gave your power away because you was trying to be nice. You didn't want to be a bitch. And then what she said, I don't want to be a bitch. That's when you gave your power away for nothing. You gave him your power. You gave it away because you wanted to be his friend. How'd that shit work out for you? How'd that work out?
Emotional damage.
You wanted to be his buddy. You wanted to be the cool ex-wife. You wanted to be cool. Guess what? You are cool. You cool over there getting taken advantage of. You cool over there with him walking away with all your shit. That's what happened. You was cool. Trying to be, trying to earn favor with somebody who is not being favorable to you. I want to be fair. I want to be reasonable. See, you being reasonable. Here's the thing. This was like the equivalent of a one-sided agreement, a one-sided gentleman's agreement. A one-sided gentleman's agreement. Me and you, we're going to go outside. We're going to have a duel. We're going to engage in fisticuffs. And while we're doing the fisticuffs, we're going to honor the rules. What are the rules? No punches or blows to the face. No kicking, scratching, or biting. No kicks or low blows below the belt. No punches to the groin area. No stepping on shoes. No gouging of eyes. And the first time blood is drawn from someone's face, even by accident, the fight shall cease and desist. These are the rules that we shall abide by as we engage in our boat of honor. That shit doesn't mean nothing. Because my rules are everybody gets stole unless you're family. Nobody get a fair fight unless you're family. That's how the shit go. In the street, everything goes. Everything goes. That's how it works. So there are no rules. I'm not gonna I don't know. You can pull punches a little bit, depending on if you're a kind soul. But if it's life and death, it's anything goes. Anything goes. You trip, you stumble, that's your fault. It's on and popping. And when you enter into, but James, that's violence. Yeah, it's violence. But let's transfer that over to what I'm stating is that you can't have a one-sided gentleman's agreement. You can't have one guy who goes into it thinking that you can't punch each other in the face, because lo and behold, sooner or later, especially if the other guys start losing, guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna send one right in your grill. Okay, he's gonna try to clean them front rows out. That's what he's gonna do. Especially if you realize you're not protecting your face, or you coming in there doing this. He's going to try to kick you in the nether regions. He's going to try to ring your bells. Oh, but you can't do that. That's against the rules. There are no rules. If there were rules, if you guys can agree to rules, then you can agree not to fight. If you guys could agree to shit, then you wouldn't need lawyers. He is not agreeing with you. You're trying to be fair with him, and he's not trying to be fair with you. And when you realize that he's not trying to be fair with you, he's not trying to be just with you, he's not trying to be equitable with you, then you have to start to take steps to ensure your interests are being met. And with the one thing I do love and have always taken from any sport that I've played, when I was a young man, I feel even weird saying this. My dad always told me never tell people this. When I was a young man, I was taking martial arts. The first thing they tell you in martial arts, one of the first lessons you learn, no matter what you take. I took several martial arts, and no matter what martial arts you take, they always tell you the same shit across the board. I took Japanese karate. I've taken several forms of taekwondo. I've taken Chinese kung fu. I've done the little capoeira, and I did American Kempo. Every one of them things, boxing, every one of those things, they always tell you the same shit. Protect yourself. When you play football, baseball, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, protect yourself. Boxing for sure, protect yourself. That's the first rule. And I apply that when it comes to life in general. Protect yourself. If this fool is sitting up here talking about he wants to divorce you, I don't give a shit that he's sitting there, girl, you gonna be part of the family. He hasn't come over to your house. He ain't even coming over to your house. He just asking you politely because he's on TV. But he hasn't even been over at your house. He's not treating you like a wife. So you think by being cool during the divorce and being nice during the divorce and giving him everything he wants, that somehow, some way he's going to be like, oh, you know what? Mary was being cool as shit. Boy, she was being super chill. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop treating her like shit because Mary is chill. She cool as a cucumber, boy. She nice. I'm going to have to go over there and start hitting that again. That ain't what's going to happen, and that's not what happened. But because she didn't protect herself, because she didn't look out for herself, because she was relying on him to look out for her, she got screwed. And that's what happened. You know? That's what happened. But they never had that lawyer that made it easy for them. Let's see. Let's read Shannon Lee's whole quote. Mary is never going to understand that the most legal leverage she was ever going to have with Cody was at the legal divorce. But they had that lawyer that made it easy for them. You know why that lawyer made it easy for them? Because that lawyer was representing Cody. Let's keep it all the way a buck. A lawyer cannot represent both parties. Let me say that one more again. The legal system is based on an adversarial forum. It's an adversarial forum almost by definition. My side, your side. We may have interests that align. Maybe we have things in common, but that doesn't mean that my interests are being protected. All of my interests are being protected because we're looking to accomplish this one thing. They were trying to reach a goal, which was to sever their legally binding union between Mary and Cody. That was a legally binding union, right? Almost a merger, if you think of it in business terms. They were separating. Coke was breaking away from Pepsi, or Adidas, was separating from Puma. And those two brothers. And when that happened, the attorney would have to be he would have to pick a side. Whose side are you on? Whose attorney are you? I'm willing to say that was Cody's attorney. He was representing Cody's interests. Because if there was an attorney who was there representing Mary's interests, he would make sure that Mary's interests are being served. Mary, you sure you want to give him everything? You want to keep his name on your house, Mary? You don't want to walk away with something? I mean, he's putting his name on to Robin's house. You said that he hasn't been around your house and hasn't been paying no attention to you for a while, Mary. Are you sure you want to give him? You want to walk away with nothing and basically give him half of everything you have? Because that's what they did. You didn't have half of his shit. He had half of your shit. An attorney would have called that out. A good attorney. Baby girl, what we're going to do is, okay, you don't want to take nothing from him. That's fine. But here's the thing. He's not going to take anything from you either, boo-boo. Well, I don't want to be a bitch. Okay, we're not talking about that. That's childish. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about is I want you to look out for yourself. I want you to protect yourself, boo-boo. Okay? Sweetie, I want you to protect yourself. Don't call me sweetie. Right? And why is it? And I don't be condescending. I don't be that guy. But I don't be that guy. Why is it that if a person is looking out for themselves, a person is defending themselves, a person is standing up for themselves, and that person happens to be a woman, that person is somehow a bitch. If you can go into the chat and explain that shit to me. Why is it if you're a woman and you say, you know what, I'm not gonna lay down and let this dude walk all over me, somehow you're a bitch? Make that shit make sense. Make it make fucking sense to me. It doesn't. Because Cody was sure as fuck looking out for himself. Pardon my French. He was sure as shit looking out for himself. He was sure as hell making sure that his needs was getting met and he was protected. Was he being a bitch? Was Cody being a bitch? I mean, you could say he was acting like a bitch, but I'm saying, did that make him a bitch because he was looking out for himself? I don't think so. He did what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be looking out for yourself, especially if you're dissolving your union that you've had for over 30 years and you've acquired shit together. Like if you guys are living in a rented place and you got a rented car, you got a leased car, you live in an apartment, you guys have your own bills that you're paying, the credit cards and stuff that are in your name, you're going to take, and the stuff that's in her name, she's going to take, or you guys don't have any debt, and you walk away and say, you know what? I just want to be out this relationship. And you guys walk away with nothing. She walk away with nothing. You walk away with nothing. Cool. But if you have 30 years of a marriage and you have invested in that marriage and you have supported him in that marriage, you are entitled to some shit. You're entitled to some things. It's not, oh, okay, well, I don't want to be difficult. I don't want him to call me a name. You know what? Let him call you a name. You know what I mean? Go to the bank, and when you cash that check, you can say, look, I'm James the bitch. So, yeah, you can go ahead and put this in my checking and my savings. You know what I mean? Put 20% in my checking, put the other 80% in my savings. Thank you. And you can even put like the nickname on it, the bitch. I don't care. Call me what you want to call me. What you ain't gonna call me is a fool. What you ain't gonna call me is broke. Okay? Bump that. Bump that. And I get it, like, you know what I mean? The way they brought up and all that shit. But this is like the consequences of that stuff. This is the consequences. Because like Shannon Lee said, part of the reason why I clapped the first time is because after you sign the documents and the order goes through, there is very little chance that you're going to be able to go back and redress any of the shit that you signed off on. Ineffectual counsel, maybe, because it wasn't clear who he was representing. But that's a maybe. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. But if somebody could explain to me, like I said, that's the dumbest shit. Look, I remember one time I said that. Like, I raised my daughter to be that. Like, I want my daughter to be that bitch. If that's what it is, then yeah. She's not gonna get taken advantage of. I don't want her sitting up there, letting people walk all over her because she's trying to be nice. Because she's trying to be cool. Because she's trying to be friendly with somebody who don't want to be her damn friend. Hell no. Hell no. You just the same way I tell my son to stick up for himself, I'm gonna tell my daughter to stick up for herself. The same way I want him to look out for himself and protect himself is the same way I want her to protect herself. And I'm not gonna make her feel embarrassed or ashamed because that's what she's doing for her. And I feel sorry for Mary because you never had a man tell you that. Maybe your dad didn't tell you that, or your friends or whatever didn't tell you that, or uncle or somebody didn't tell you that. But let me be the first one to tell you that. You don't have to ever apologize for looking out for you. You don't ever have to apologize for not letting somebody come into your life and take advantage of you. I don't give a shit whether he call himself your daddy, your uncle, your brother, your father, your husband. You don't ever have to let somebody take advantage of you because you don't want to be called a name. Don't be embarrassed. He took advantage of you. He took your house sale money. And we never really talked about that because if you think that he thought he was entitled to half of Christine's money and he never even married her for real. He was never legally married to her and he thought he was entitled to half her shit. You can't tell me that when Mary sold her house in Vegas and the money went into the family fund that he didn't take what he thought he was entitled to from Mary. He was trying to do that with the woman who was leaving him, and he ain't put not one nickel or one dime on her down payment. The money he put down, he got back to the family. Technically, she paid back to the family, but that was also money that she kicked in. So I've been paying into a fund the whole time, a savings account the whole freaking time. And then when I say, oh yeah, let me borrow some of that money from the savings account, I've been putting money in the whole time. And you give me some of that money. And then I turn around and use it. And I say, oh, you know what? I want to put that money back into the savings account. You're going to stand there and try to tell me. You're going to try to tell me that, oh yeah, that was when the family helped you out. You mean help me with my money? Some of my money? You help me with my shit. You know what, bro? You need to stop drinking your breakfast and come on back down to earth. Okay? You need to stop drinking your breakfast because that shit don't even make no kind of sense. And he tried to take half her money. So you can't tell me. You can't tell me. And if you do tell me, I want to see some evidence because it's my belief. I don't have no proof for this. I'm just talking shit. This is alleged. I'm just saying from what I'm seeing and things they're talking about, it makes perfect sense to me that when Mary put her money into the family fund and Cody said, you know what, I've been married to her for 30 years and I deserve half or I deserve some kind of penalty fee or whatever, that he's been leeching money off of that account because he feels like he's due and owed that money for separating from you. When he left Christine, he said, no, it's not 50% of our joint assets, it's 50% of her assets. She doesn't get 50% of mine. I get 50% of hers. That's what he said when he was talking about Christine. And you telling me that you don't think he did that to the wife he was legally married to? I'm just saying. Yeah, Megatron, thank you so much. Megatron. Oh, let me give a little something to Shannon Lee. Thank you, Shannon Lee. Let me give a little something. What? Just saying. There's no way. There's no freaking way. You can't, I don't know. Cody would have to pull some books out of him for me. And I had to take a look at the books, believe that he ain't gang married. She got yoked. He took a yoink. He took all that paper off her ass. You know what I mean? Took all that paper off of her. Look, don't never let nobody take it back. Oh, I'm afraid they're gonna say I'm being a bitch. I don't care. And that's the difference too. Because never not once have I ever heard a man say, yo, dog, I'm afraid if I go in there and ask for I'm afraid if I ask for my money that I put in and my share of a thing that I invested in, they're gonna call me a bitch. When have you ever heard a dude say some shit like that? That kind of got me. That kind of got my dander up when she said that. I was like, girl, what woman? Don't you ever let somebody take advantage of you because you trying to be nice to somebody who don't give a shit about you. You trying to be fair with somebody who don't give a shit about you. Oh, I want him to like me. This dude is trying to throw you up in the rafters. You better fight back. He trying to throw your ass up in the rafters. And the sad part is that sentiment. Like, because I know all of them had that same thing. Janelle had the same thing. Christine had the same thing. I did appreciate when Mary was like, Well, when Christine gave the property up, how come it went directly to Robin and Cody? Because Christine was doing the same shit Mary was doing. She was trying to be agreeable with somebody who wasn't being agreeable. She was scared. Christine, and I'm not, please don't take this as a slight on Christine, like, oh, I'm bashing her. But when push him down to shove, Christine did that shit. She gave Cody that land to get him off her ass. She just threw that land to him so that she could leave. She wasn't thinking about the other wives. She was thinking about herself. Right or wrong, that's what it was. She was thinking about herself. She just didn't want Cody to take any of her house. She didn't want to sit there and argue over the equity in her house. So she gave him she tried to con him by saying, I'm gonna give you more Cody Pass and that'll just be yours so you can let me have my equity in my house and let me go. The reality of it is, Christine, as far as we know and the way things were laid out, girlfriend, you didn't have to give him shit for that. You didn't have to give him Cody Pass. If you didn't want nothing to do with Cody Pass, which I understand, because it was nothing, at that point, it was nothing but a damn bill. And then trying to convince them to sell the damn property and pay the property taxes. If you don't pay the property taxes, that could negatively affect your credit. That could negatively affect other assets that you may have. I understand that shit. I understand it. You don't want the liability, you don't want the hassle, so you want to get rid of it. But at the same time, you could have either given it to the entire family, where you had everybody's name put on the damn lot. You could have bequeathed it to Mary and Janelle. Well, I gave it to the family, Mary and Janelle. But Mary and Janelle ain't the ones that gave you the money. Wait, they're not part of the family? That's the shit that's why I don't understand. I don't understand how everybody keeping their head up, because they talking out of both sides of their neck. If you'd have gave it to Mary and Janelle, all of a sudden you're not giving it to the family. The only way you're giving it to the family is if you give it to Cody. So Cody is the family? But Cody don't feel like he have to share any of his assets with anybody when they leave. So technically the family's assets are Cody's assets, and Cody doesn't have to share the family's assets with you, but you have to share your assets. So basically you're getting fucked. That makes no sense to me. Pardon my French, for those who weren't ready for that. I'm just saying, like, Christine threw the thing so she could get away. That was a distraction. That was the if you and your friend are walking through the woods, how do you escape a bear? A bear jump out the wood, out behind a tree. How do you get away from the bear? Like, I ain't got to outrun the bear, but I just got to outrun you, and then you trip your friend. That's what Christine did. She tripped Mary Janelle. Had sacrificed Cody Pass for Cody so that she could get away. Right or wrong, that's what she did. And to one effect, she was looking out for herself. She was looking out for herself. I don't think she had to, because she could have sold them that land. I will sell you my share. But the way they rolling, I don't care about this money. I mean, it's what, like 200,000-300,000. I don't care. Okay. You don't care about 200,000-300,000? I do. I would not have been okay with letting 200,000 go. Not at all. Not at all. So, but yeah, if you guys can hit that like button, I appreciate it. Get those likes up. Thank you very much. Go ahead, hit that like. Don't cost nothing. It's free. And we have another super chat from Betty Aldridge, 6117, $5 super chat. Lord, what did we see? The footage they were afraid to show. Yeah, right. That shit was crazy. We're gonna be talking about Aurora's thing in a minute. Because I gotta address that. That shit was nuts. That was bonkers. Oh, wait. Hidden footage. All right, we'll give Betty a little something. Gotta do the dance. you know. But Megatron in the house. Megatron, what's up? $2 super chat. Even Saul is sick of Cody groping Robin. Norman Bates vibes. Yeah, right. That's my mama. Ah, I hope they floors on separate rooms. You know. That what kid wants to watch like watching your parents if they in love and they kissing and stuff. It's not a big deal. Like my parents, they used to kiss and stuff in front of us. It wasn't creepy though. Like my dad wasn't like, "Hey baby, come over here and give daddy some sugar." Like it wasn't that kind of weirdo shit. It was just like it was casual. Like I said, if it's something that you're used to doing, it's just you do it without even thinking about it. It's certainly not a production. That's how you know it's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's forced. When you have to try to introduce it, and you more to the point when you have to ask permission or you have to kind of grease the rails because you're not used to doing it. She's not used to that kind of physical touch or affection, or you come in at a certain kind of way, then you have to grease the rails. You have to, always talk about it. It's almost like, who does that? Like high schoolers, kids in high school, college when they first, they're not really sure of the power of their sexuality. They're not really comfortable yet with certain types of relationships. So they're very quick to not only to talk about it and try to show everybody that this is what I'm doing, but there's also a point where they feel like they have to brag about it. They want everybody to know that they're doing it. So I want y'all to know how much we really dig each other. So watch this, that kind of thing. And that's the energy I get from Cody, which is super creepy because he's like 50 years old with 4 wives or 3 ex-wives and a wife now. Like it's just creepy. Yeah, like, and that's the thing too. Like when I was coming up as a kid, like there was a thing they used to say with football, you score a touchdown, instead of doing all the flipping and flopping and the dancing and the end zone, shenanigans. They say, one of the things I always say, act like you've been there before. Act like you expect to be there again. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to sit there and brag about getting somebody or doing stuff with people or come here, girl, let's do this. Come on, gotta do it right away. Act like you've been there before. Act like it's something that this is what you do. Like I don't have to prove to anybody that we screwing or whatever. It's weird. That's weird to me. It's weird to me, especially when you're 50 damn years old, 55, 56 years old. Cody's like 57. Like, what the fuck? I mean, pardon my friend, but what are you doing? You too old for that shit. Too old for that shit. Like I said, who are you trying to impress? And that goes into like him trying to advertise to outside people how sexually dynamic he is. Like that's an advertisement. That's what that is. When you got to put it out there like that, all the sex stuff you like doing and how crazy you are about sex and how much you enjoy it and why you trying to do this, that, and other, that's you advertising. That goes beyond just, oh, you really attracted to me and you can't keep your hands off me. Every time somebody around, he trying to show that, talk about how he doing this. Oh, I'll be breaking up back, son. Oh, boy, I'll be curling them toes, Jack. All of a sudden, that's all you want to talk about when you're in front of other people. You're advertising. That's all that is. You just putting the for sale, the open for business sign out. So that's creepy as hell to me too. Because again, if you sure about your shit, you don't have to let everybody know. Because the people who want to do business with you know you open for business. Put it that way. If you really that dude, the people you interested in and the people that you trying to get at like that, they know that you open for business. You don't have to, float it out there. They'll know. They'll know if you were that guy. But thank you so much, Megatron. Let me get a little something. Just creepy sauce. Then we had Brittany, not Brittany, $4.99 super chat. Still watching episode, but why are Cody and Robin talking about grandkids? Like they aren't already each grandparents. Well, technically, Cody's the only grandparent because I guess if Robin's not acknowledging the other kids, she's not a grandparent. It's a little creepy when you can't even acknowledge that Aurora just got a supposed boyfriend and already you trying to throw some kids on her ass. And then at the same time, you telling her to slow down. Girl, I want you to be having no sex, but what about these grandbabies? What? Again, both sides of your neck. Pick a lane and stay in it. Do you want her to have grandbabies? Do you want to have grandbabies? Or do you want her to keep her legs closed? Because you can't do both. All right. Well, it's about the timing, James. And we're going to get into that in a minute. We're going to get into all that in a minute. But thank you so much, Brittany, not Brittany. Let me give you a little something. Then we have Megatron with the $2 super chat. Cody didn't bathe before he sat on the couch. Yeah, sometimes maybe he was thinking about that musk. He wanted to put that musk out there because he tried to put a stank on it. Thank you so much, Megatron. That Nancy with a $1.99 super chat. Mary held backing so much because of her mother. Yeah. Well, I mean, between a mother and the way she was raised, and the fact that she thought she was going to get back in with Cody. She was and that's kind of the false advertisement of it too, because she was kind of assured that if she did certain things, she acted a certain way, she corrected her behavior to a acceptable level, that somehow Cody was going to fall back in love with her and live up to the commitment that he made her and the promises that he made her as far as her being in a family and them being in a family together. The truth of the matter is, it was fakaked from the very first. It was Jack from the start. Like, she was not like. I don't want to be an asshole here. I don't. But this is gonna sound jerky. It's gonna sound jerky. But I gotta be me, and I gotta tell the truth. When push them down and shove, as far as Mary is concerned, I understand that you were committed to this relationship, Mary. I understand that you were involved with this relationship and you put your heart and soul into this and you tried to make it work. The truth of the matter is, though, if we're going to cut through all the bullshit, Cody got what he wanted. And once he got what he wanted from you, he was done with you and he was out. I mean, again, I understand that sounds jerky. I understand that makes me sound like an asshole for saying it like that. I get it.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
We got to tell the truth, though. We got to tell the truth. We got to tell the truth. He got what he wanted. As soon as he used you for everything he could use you for. And as soon as you were done with your useful position as his first wife, and he found somebody who could take your place and he thought could fill in the positions that he wanted filled, he focused on that person and he discarded you. You were of no more use to him. That's why he wasn't interested in trying to work shit out with you. So it doesn't make sense that you're going to sit here and try to be nice to somebody who, frankly, it's not even so much he's not trying to be nice to you. He don't give a fuck enough about you to be nice or mean. He don't care enough about you to invest himself to be mean to you. It just comes off mean because he don't care about you. He just wants what he can get out of the situation, and he doesn't care what the fallout is on your part because he doesn't care about you. At least that's the feeling I get. Now, you can sit there and say, oh, but James, you don't really know him like I know him. I was married to him for 30 years. Okay, fine. But let me know how that shit works out for you. Let me know how it works out for you. You're right. I don't know him. You know him better than I do. How'd that work? How'd that shit work for you? You know? You can sit there and say, I value myself. I'm worthy and up. I hold myself to a high level. I appreciate who I am. That's all cool. That's cool. But what does that mean for him? This is the equivalent of when people say, I'm setting boundaries. You set boundaries for you. You don't set boundaries for nobody else. You can't set boundaries for me. You can only tell me what you're willing to tolerate. But that doesn't curtail or shape or change my behavior. I act how I want to act. I say what I want to say, do what I want to do. If you say that you can't hang out with me or you can't do me, that's you saying that you can't do me, you can't hang out with me, and you have to remove yourself from the situation because that crosses a boundary that you set for yourself. You valuing yourself is the same freaking thing. It's along the same line. You valuing yourself. If I disrespect you, I devalue you, I don't hold value in you, and I don't see how you are valuable in my life or in my existence or whatever the hell, then you have to make choices about what you want to do. It don't matter what I want. It don't matter whether I value or you don't. I don't value. You got to value you. And if you recognize that I'm not valuing you and I don't appreciate you, you have to remove yourself. You can't convince me to value you. That's not a conversation. Well, I'm gonna talk to him. We're gonna communicate. That's why I'm not a big fan of that bullshit. That's why I think that in some cases, even though I appreciate the mental health aspect of a lot of things, I think people need to talk to people. If you're having issues, if you're going through trouble, you need therapy or whatever the case may be, that's cool. And that's an awesome thing to recognize that you need to do. But this whole idea that you could just open the lines of communications and solve all your problems is a road to disaster. You can't talk. If I don't respect you and I don't give a shit about you, you can't talk to me and explain to me why I should value you. You can't explain to me why I should care about you. You can't explain to me why I should love you because all love and all that shit is an emotional response. That's not a logical thing. We can sit here all day and say that, he was a fool to let the OG3 go because these women was like his backbone and they was looking out for him and they was screwing him when he was poor. And Robin, he had to have some money in the bank before she even gave him his phone number. She wasn't trying to mess with no broke dude. We could talk all that shit all day. But at the end of the day, none of that matters. I can sit here and talk to Cody. If Cody called me up right now and say, James, let's have a whole discussion about me and OG3, and I could tell him, like, man, OG3 was that, and they supported you, and they gave you their kids, and they was taking care of those kids, They didn't even ask you for child support, and all that shit. And this is how much they cared about you and did for you. They were building you up, and they made you into the man that you are today. I can explain all that shit, but at the end of the day, if he doesn't see it, all the communication in the world doesn't mean jack shit. It doesn't mean a damn thing. And that's why I'm at with Mary. Like, you can't explain to this man. He's not going to look. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. He is never going to recognize what you gave to him or what you sacrificed for him or how much you gave up for him or you gave him the 30 years of your youth and all that shit, your body and everything else. And you gave away a lot of who you were and you kept your mouth shut because you didn't want to be a biatch and all that stuff. And these are all the sacrifices you made. You killed your dignity. You killed your self-respect so that you could be with him. And so therefore he should give you a chance. He is never going to do that. Anybody who tells you that that's what you need to do and a person's going to come around and they're going to realize what they did wrong, they are lying to you at best. Either they're lying to you or they're telling you their truth and they are a fool. You're a fool if you think that you want to explain to somebody. How many people have you talked to or express some kind of adoration or interest in you that you could have talked to and he said, girl, you the one, girl, I want to be with you. Oh man, you amazing. Oh man, I just want to make your life and you looked at them and said, you're not my cup of tea. You're not on my level or whatever it is you said. You ain't cute. And you pass that person over. How many friends have you had that expressed that they felt some kind of way about you and you didn't want to ruin your friendship because you wasn't feeling it? I bet you every one of them people could have sat you down and logically told you all the stuff that they would do for you and how they would help you out and how much they care for you and logically why you should be with them. And if they did explain that to you, if you're honest with yourself, would that shit change your mind? The answer is no. Because if you wasn't feeling them from the beginning, you're not going to feel them. You probably be feeling them less when they try to explain to you why you was wrong and why you should actually like them. And there was nothing Mary was going to be able to say to Cody, especially after he got Robin. As far as he was concerned, Robin was the total package. He was like, oh, she good looking. She's what do you say, a diesel jean model. All the guys at church is jealous because I'm banging out fucking diesel jean model. So all the guys talking about how lucky I am. The guys who wasn't sitting around bragging about how lucky I was when I was walking in the door with the three of you heifers, they all now sitting there talking about how lucky I am that I got this diesel jean model and how I pulled her up and saved her from her life and her lifestyle with her 3 kids. And I made her wig and I'm a knight in shining armor and I'm the man. I'm the Mac Daddy. She's willing to be subservient and submit to me as the grand leader and this, that, and the other. Where you other women are just sitting around there struggling to give me talk back. That dude is never going to turn around and be like, oh, yeah, thank goodness for Mary. She made my life. It's not going to happen. And the sad part is that's why you think that you being disagreeable is somehow preventing you guys from having some type of relationship. No, he doesn't have a relationship with you because he doesn't want a relationship with you. Let's be honest. He don't have a relationship with Mary because he don't want a relationship with Mary. It has nothing to do with disagreeable. How many times have you seen somebody who is an asshole have a boyfriend or girlfriend, amazing person, amazing partner, but that person that they're partners with is an asshole? How do you get that person? You know how they get them and they keep them? Because that amazing person is overlooking the fact that that person is an asshole. Maybe they look good. Maybe they're amazing. They got a great personality. Maybe they know how to fry some chicken. I don't know. Right? they peach cobblers off the hook. I don't know. Maybe they make a apple pie or a chocolate cake that'll curl your toes. I don't know. Whatever it is, they overlooking it. Then they have somebody who is a complete package, awesome person. Maybe they got, a little bit of weight on them, or maybe they don't, they look ain't all together, whatever the case may be. And the person just pass them by. Don't rhyme no reason. But I agree with you, Nancy. I think that her mom and them, whoever talked to her when she was a young person, even while she was seeking counsel with her time with Cody, did her a severe disservice. They did her a disservice. Girl, you just got to stick in there and try to work it out with Cody. You just got to give him a chance because, marriage is hard. Like, I hate that dumb shit too. Marriage is hard, and sometimes, it's not going to be bed of roses. That's true. That's a little bit of pinch of truth and a whole batch of bullshit. Yeah, marriage is hard. Marriage is hard. Relationships are hard. They can be difficult, but it's not impossible. You know what make it impossible? When that other person don't want you, then it's not going to happen. Okay, I don't give a shit how cool you are. I don't care. Oh, I'm so nice. I ain't going to make anything difficult. I'm just going to go along with the dumb shit. That's going to make them fall in love. When was the last time somebody said, you read a romance novel and he said he didn't realize as he was looking at his raven-haired beauty, the sun glistening off her bosom, and he knew he loved her because she wasn't going to be a bitch. Never. That doesn't exist in any romance novel ever. She was going to go along with his dumb shit. That's when he knew she was the one. That is not a thing. That is not a thing. So stop taking that dumbass advice. Oh, just don't say nothing. When he come home and he tell you he gonna mortgage the house because he got a short thing at the horse number 7 at the track, girl, don't say nothing. That's how you stay married. You better say some shit. You better protect yourself. But thank you so much, Nancy, to give you a little something. Then we have Lane Neal with the $9.99 super chat. No message, just to love. Thank you so much, Lane. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Lane. Making it happen for me. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Then we have Michelle Woods in the house. Michelle Woods with the $20 super chat. I thought Sister Wives couldn't get any more cringe, but this episode proved me wrong once again. From Cody and Robin grilling Brody and to David trying to get Janelle to date. Yeah, like Cody grilling Brody, Aurora's boyfriend, and then of course David and Christine like, girl, you need to get on farmers.com. You need to get on that farmers thing so you get yourself a boyfriend. Don't get me started when Jen and Mary. Yeah, with Jen and Mary. When will this show end? I got some terrible news for y'all. I'll run it later, but I got some terrible news for y'all on when this show is going to end. Little revelation time. We're glad to talk about it. A little revelation time. But yeah, I agree with you, Michelle. How you been, Michelle? How you been? I gotta check you out too. I promise I will come on to your live. I will make a concerted effort. You want to, Michelle, if you want to drop your information down, your live down into the chat, I'll boost it, throw it up to the top. So that way guys can check Michelle out. We can support, a up and coming, content creator, fellow content creator, Michelle Woods, one of my contemporaries in the house. Thank you so much, Michelle. Let me give you a little something. Michelle Woods in the house. Awesomeness. Yeah, we had what is this? Unlimited lipstick. Cody is incapable of not making things about himself. Instead of letting Aurora have a moment, he had to make the boyfriend comment about him and Robin. Barf. Yeah, right. There it is. Oh man. That was just crazy. That was crazy. We're gonna get into that though. We are going to talk about that. But let's talk a little bit about this episode. Like I said, Mary and Jen's conversation, that whole don't want to be a bitch thing, that was driving me crazy. If dude don't want you, like that's just such bad advice. That's such bad advice. Girl, don't be a bitch, and then maybe he'll like you. You are who you are, and you're going to have opinions. And if he can't handle your opinions, then he can't handle you. Let me say that one more again. You say that one more again? I'm going to say that one more again. If he can't handle your opinions, he can't handle you. If you can't say what's on your mind and okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I see where you're coming with that. If he can't understand what you're talking about, he can't handle you. And if he can't handle you, then he might not be the one. Okay? He might not be the one. And it's recognizing that too. He might not be the one for you. Because because you can't sit there with your mouth closed as he going out like especially if you're doing polygamy, that's one of the weird things about like that whole faith in that culture. Women don't have the authority or ability to be able to speak up for themselves. But then at the same time, when they market it and try to push it out to mainstream culture, And they try to say, oh, women, if they disagree with something or they don't want a wife to come in the family, they get a vote. They get to say, they get to tell the other woman that they don't want them in the family. If they can't say that this shit is a bad idea when it comes to their money, how the F they gonna tell this man where he can put his junk? If I can't say I think it's a bad idea that you took my money and you're not going to give me my full refund, or you're not going to give me my share of an investment that we made with my money, I want my fair share from my investment. If I can't say that, how am I going to dictate who that other person can screw? I can't tell you what to do with my money, but I'm going to somehow have control over who you can, I'm about to cuss, but who you can bang out, who you can, crack backs on. That shit makes zero sense. And this is the part of the mental exercise that I've been struggling with while these folks are saying this dumb shit. Oh, the women have all the power in the relationship. No, they don't. You can't tell me that you are so awesomely powerful when it comes to who he can screw, but you can't stick up for yourself when it comes to your life, your kids, your family, your finances. You can't say shit about that, but somehow you can tell him who he can sleep with. I don't know what kind of new fool you think I am. You know what I mean? You must think I'm like a different breed of dumb. If you think that I'm going to sit here and believe that's the case. Like that shit makes zero sense to me. Makes zero sense. And if I can threaten you, if I'm going to sell your house, I'm going to sell the house you're living in with your kids so that I can give that money to another woman. And if you say something, I can kick you out of the family. I can not come around and see you. I can abandon you and your kids. I can financially abandon you and your kids, stop, giving you money and stop helping you out financially. I can do all those things, and it's completely acceptable by the church. If I come home with another woman, you telling me that somehow you get to tell me, well, and I like her, and I want to sleep with her. I like her, and I want her, right? And you gonna somehow tell me that I can't sleep with her? Because you got so much power and so much control. And all of a sudden you find your spine and your voice, and you can articulate why I can't have what I want to have, but you can't tell me that I can't sell the house you living in and take the money and give it to this woman? Oh, it's different because you approved of it. Fuck out of here. What, I look stupid? this is why I'm like, when y'all say stuff, do you say it out loud? Do me a favor before you come and tell me that lie, TLC or Brown family, whoever the hell, when they bring the Dargers up and they get their own show, before you guys come up and articulate that lie, please say it in the room out loud to yourselves at least 5 times, so that way you can hear how stupid this shit sounds before you try to sell it to me. Go into a room, say it 5 times out loud to yourself before you come back and try to tell me some dumb shit. That's where I'm at. Thank you. That's a PSA from James and my take on reality. Because I'm not buying that bullshit. I don't believe it. Because that would be dumb. I'm a lot of things. I don't think I'm a dumb person. You say, James, you're an asshole. Fine, whatever. Everybody's entitled to opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, right? Okay, I can handle that. But I'm not, I don't think I'm a stupid person. And that shit is stupid. I would have to be a stupid person to believe that. But, we had unlimited lipstick once again. Unlimited lipstick, $13.99 super chart. James, thank you for calling out misogyny. when when Mary speaks out, uh, she's a B. But when Robin does it, she's a great communicator. That's another thing. Robin disagreed with me. She called me a clown and everything, but she's a great communicator. Calling woman a B is a great way to shut down someone you disagree with. Convenient. Yeah, yeah. It's disrespectful and it's convenient. And I'm not, no. You standing up for yourself does not make you a bitch. I'm gonna say it. It doesn't make not even close. Not even close. You sitting there crying about your wife, wanting her money after she done put 30 years and Lord knows how much money into a family, and now she's leaving that family and she wants to take her investment with her. And you sitting, oh well, no. Even though I don't want her, I don't want her around. I don't want to think I owe her any money, even though it's her money. That you a bitch. Cody, you's a bitch. Ain't no way in the world. No. You standing up for yourself don't make you a bitch. Nobody says that. If I send my son to school, there's actually a real talk. There's a conversation I've had. Story time. If I sent my son, hypothetically, if I sent my son to school and there was a kid that was picking on him, right? And every day this kid come in and slap him in the back of the head. Slagging, it's going right upside his head every day. And my son go and he tell the teacher, and my son go and he tell the principal. Then my son, clanging every day. And then my son come home. Hopefully he come and tell me on the first day because we need to nip that shit in the bud. But he come home and tell me. And I go in there to call the teacher. I call the principal. And I say, you know what, son? Bump this. They don't want to do nothing next time. Little man's call himself, want to put his hands on you and go upside your head. I want you to take this hand and I want you to put it right where it need to go. Right? They say, James, you can't tell him to retaliate. James, you can't be violent. Your violence never solved. Blah, blah, blah. But the one thing that nobody's ever going to say, if I said that to my son and my son went there and stood up for himself, nobody going to be like, James, why'd you tell your son to be a bitch? Nobody's going to say that. You ever notice that? Nobody going to say that. James, why are you telling your son when that bully was picking on him and he was trying to take advantage of him, why'd you tell your son to be a bitch and stand up for himself? Now, if you can cite an example of when that has ever happened with a young man or a father to his son, why you being a bitch and stand up for yourself? Then I'll back off the point. I will concede the point and I'll back off. But that shit has never happened. Story time when my daughter was little. I think I know I told this story before. But when my daughter was little, she was going to she was in a daycare. Right? We're going to work, doing corporate America. Give my life and soul to the man. But she's in this class. Shit happened. She's getting picked on. Kids putting their hands on her. I told the teacher. She come home, tell me. I tell the teacher. I tell the principal. I say, look, for the person in charge. Say, look, I'm not sending my daughter here to have her. One, I'm not going to have her get disrespected. I'm not going to have her self-esteem put in jeopardy because somebody, for her to get pushed down, I'm helping somebody else build their kid up because they feel like they the rulers of the world because they get to pick on a kid. My child is not going to be that child's father. So you need to get on it and fix it. I told him that shit twice. Right? Had 2 conversations about it. Shit kept going. I said, you know what? I didn't train you and teach you how to take care of yourself to be a bully, but I fully expect you to defend yourself. I don't want you in there hurting nobody. I just want you to keep yourself safe. I want you to protect yourself. What I talked about earlier. I want you to be able to protect yourself. You make sure that person can't hurt you and you get away. Right? That's what she did. Then, lo and behold, Don't you know I got a phone call? James, they call my last name. They're like, James, you gotta come in here because your little girl done turned up on somebody. She done, yeah, she wrecked shop up in here. She done wrecked shop. There was two of them. She done turned on them. She done did it to them. Right. And when I showed up, did you know, don't you know that teacher had the audacity, audacity to look me in the face and say, James, she said, your daughter said that you told her to do it. And I looked that teacher right in the face and said, damn right. You damn right. You damn Skippy, I done told her to do it. Because y'all wasn't doing shit about it. Was the other parents calling in when I was calling in telling you how she was coming home crying? Them little boys was messing with her and doing shit to her? Did you call the other parents? Did the other parents have to come in? I don't think so, because I ain't see nobody out there having no stern-ass conversation like you try to have with me. But because I tell my daughter to not put up with no shit and to defend herself, now all of a sudden we having a whole ass conversation. Well, we gonna talk, let's talk. What's not gonna happen is she not gonna come in here and feel like she can't be somewhere and be safe in her skin and her space. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm telling her that if somebody feel like they need to put their hands on her, she has every license to whoop that ass. And she gonna whoop that ass every time they want to do it. If you want to jump up and try it, do that shit. And if the daddy got a problem with it, he can come in and both of them go home with black ass eyes. How about that shit? That's how we doing it from now on, moving forward. If dad want to come in here and squab, he got a problem with what I said. Either one of their father, I'll do one at a time or both at the same time. I'll get down either way. I don't give a shit. But what's not going to happen is I'm not going to teach her to be somebody's fucking punching bag. Pardon my French. No, I don't even pardon my French because I meant every damn word of that. I'm not teaching her. I'm not raising my child to grow up to be somebody's fucking punching bag because you feel powerful and strong because you're going to come in here and put your hands on her. Not today. Not as long as I draw a breath on this God's green earth. Will that shit ever happen? I'm never going to let that slide. I'm not going to let that slide. I'm getting worked up. I'm not going to let it slide. I'm not going to let it go. What you're not going to do is send your little hammer toe crumb crush in here thinking they're going to put their hands on my child. That's not what's going to happen. Now, I'm cool because I didn't come in here acting a fool. I ain't coming in and do nothing to nobody. I ain't wait for no parents out in the parking lot. I ain't do none of that shit. I just told her to defend herself. And in no time when I was having that conversation, did I ever not once say, oh, my daughter being a bitch because she defending herself. My daughter has every right to defend herself. She has every right to make sure that she is safe in her person. And she has every right to walk around here with the same confidence as these young men and these little boys. When they walk around, they have every right to feel safe in their skin, and they have every right to be able to come in and voice their mind and their opinions or whatever the case may be, and not feel like they're going to be violated or somebody put their damn hands on them. My daughter has that same damn right. And same, Mary, you have the same right to expect that if you would make an investment into anything with your money financially, you have every right to expect to be able to get the full appreciation of your investment, return on your investment. And if you demand such, they don't have the right or ability to call you a bitch. And if they do, fuck them. You have every part. I'm going crazy. I'm cussing. If you guys are offended, I apologize that you're offended. But that's just how I feel about the shit. That's how I feel about it. You have every right to stand up for yourself. And you have every right to look out for yourself and make sure that you're protected. And because he have a I'm about to get raw, boy. I'm about to get raw. But because he has an XY chromosome and he expresses the male genes or whatever the hell, and he got something in his pants, that do not qualify him to take advantage of you because you don't. They don't somehow, oh, he's the man, he's got to be respected. And if you complain and you're being difficult, well, I'm gonna be difficult all day. How about that? You need to get. Do I need to bring you a menu because difficult is all I'm serving today? Okay, that's on the special. Difficult. Yeah, I'm gonna be difficult. Because no, I don't want you getting taken advantage of. I don't want Mary to get taken advantage of. That's part of the reason why the show is so frustrating to watch now, is because we watched 20 seasons of these women being taken advantage of. Why are people outraged? Because that's what it is. They're being taken advantage of. And Cody is doing and getting away with it. That's why people are frustrated. But thank you, Unlimited Lipstick. Appreciate you, Janet. Let me give you a little something. You know, got my Irish up thinking about that. Yeah, I ain't thought about that in a while. Teacher called me and you admit you told her. Like I was gonna be like, oh no. Oh no, I didn't say that. Oh, you damn Skippy. You damn Skippy. I remember back in the day. I'm sorry, I'm about to go on another rant. I'm gonna tell you right now. I remember back in the day. If you would have, like, my family, my parents, I grew up in a middle class neighborhood, but my family worked their way up. Straight up, I'm gonna keep that all the way a buck. My family was from some situations and circumstances. Okay, they didn't grow up in the best part of town. Even though my grandfather had businesses on my mom's side, my grandmother had businesses. A lot of those businesses was in the hood. And they grew up and they instilled that shit. I remember if we could not come home and oh, Joe, picking on me, you better not come home. You tell me what you did to Tommy's ass. Tommy better not be walking around okay. You got to learn to stand. And that's one of the things. You just got to, I mean, it's not even so much physical, but you got to learn to be able to stand up for yourself. And that's the thing too. Like, you know, we want to protect young folks from bullies so much, but you're so busy protecting them from bullies when they're in school that you're not taking any time to protect them or teach them how to deal with bullies when they get to work. When they start working for somebody and their life and livelihood depends on something, they have to be able to know that they can stand up for themselves, that they can open their mouth and say what's going on and make observations and not be afraid to say what's happening, especially if they're being mistreated. They have to know that they can go in and stand on their own 2 feet. And if this job won't let me be who I need to be, and they won't let me see me as a human being with the same dignity and rights of a human being as such, and if I do stand up for myself, somehow I'm going to be a bitch, then I need to find another place to work. That's all part of it. It's not just the violence aspect. I mean, it's funny and shit. I think it's funny. But it's not just the violence stuff. It's you. When you go to work, you have to be able to stand up for yourself and not feel like you being a bitch because you telling your boss that when you requested a vacation day because you're going to watch your kid's graduation and your boss say, yeah, I ain't giving you that day, that you can stand there on your own 2 feet and say, boss, I'm not coming in. I told you 2 months ago that I need off on this day. And I'm taking off on this day because my child graduates one time. I'm going to be there celebrating my baby, walking down the aisle, putting that, taking the tassel, switching the whole thing. I'm there for all that. And if you need me to come in, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be bullied because that's bullying, right? When you go to the doctor's office and the doctors sit up there and want to say slick shit to you, or they not listening to you, you tell them that something's wrong with you, your doctor telling you that you fine, fuck you. I'm telling you that this is what's going on with me. And if you can't listen to me, then I need to find somebody who will, because you're not going to kill me, doc. That's a form of bullying, and you have to learn to be able to stand up for yourself. And that's not you being a bitch because you telling your doctor that this medicine is making me sick, or you asking them when they prescribe something because they getting the kickback from the pharmaceutical company, and they tell you got to get on this particular prescription, even though this particular brand of medicine is jacking you up, and there's a comparable medication that you can take that doesn't have the same adverse events as this medication that they trying to give you, because this guy is going to give them a little bonus or a little kick up. And then if you get this other medication, then this medication doesn't have the same adverse events for you that you've been complaining about. Oh, okay. You got to be able to stand up for yourself and not fall subject to that bullying. And when you say to the doctor, no, I can't keep taking this particular medication, what about this other one? That's not you being a bitch. That's not you being a bitch. That's you standing up for yourself. It's not just about schoolyards. It's not just about little kids. It's about you learning how to stand up for yourself and voice for your own interests. Speak for yourself and stand on your own too, to protect yourself and look out for you. Because sometimes the people who's supposed to be looking out for you, like a husband, like a wife, like Cody to marry, he should have been looking out for her because that's what he signed up to do, but clearly he wasn't. And she has to be able to stand up and say, like, this, you're not looking out for me, so I have to look out for, I have to do the job. But thank you so much, Janet. Let me give you a little something. My blood pressure probably crazy. I'm on. Raiders Mile with the $4.99 super shoot. Tonight's episode confirmed what I've already been feeling. This show is done. No worthy storyline for any of the OGs. I would be okay with a yearly special. Wow. You know what? I hate to say this, but Raiders Mom might be on to Raiders Mom might be on to something. Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been saying that. And I know, like, I've gotten word back that some folks are like, he's just being negative. Here's the thing. I'm not being negative. I'm being honest. Okay. And there's sometimes in some scale, it's the fault of the production company. If there are stories there that could be told, because I think there are angles that they could take to make the storylines interesting, where they aren't overproducing storylines, but they're actually talking about real issues that the people are facing. But they're so busy trying to be superficial in their coverage of the Brown family that they're talking about nothing. Like, they're talking about bullshit. There's no stakes in it. I don't feel anything. Like, I don't feel any stakes. Oh. If Brianna or if Aurora's boyfriend doesn't like her, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? She's going to break up with him. And then she's going to go out and get another boyfriend. Oh, what are we going to do? Oh, no. Christine thought that Caleb had a Civil War ball in his front yard, cannonball in his front yard from the Civil War. I don't know. The only thing that made me kind of like pause with that shit is like, they're down in North Carolina. So whose cannonball was it? Was it which coalition's ball are we celebrating? Which one are you so excited about? The Confederacy, the pro-slavery group, or the other one? What the shit? We gonna celebrate good times. Come on. I don't know. This whole episode was dry. And they even had to make that a big thing. Like, we got a cannonball in the front yard. That's not a cannonball. I thought it was a cannonball. It's my house, and I'm telling you, it's not a cannonball. I know what it is. You told me it was a cannonball. I did not tell you it was a cannonball because I know what it is. I thought it was a cannonball. I'm just going to keep lying and tell everybody it's a cannonball. That was a good 10 minutes. Like Mark Raiders Mom said, there's nothing. Like, you guys are talking about nothing. You talk about dumb shit. I thought it was a cannonball. It's not a cannonball. I thought it was. You were wrong. Well, I don't think I'm wrong. Well, most people are wrong, don't think they're wrong. But you are wrong. Yeah, this. I don't even know if they can do a full year. I don't know if they got enough for a yearly special, Raiders Mom. I'm gonna be honest with you. Speaking of which, we're gonna do the poll results. Make sure you guys answer the poll results before we get to it. Raiders Mind in the house. Salute. Jody Periscalo, what's going on? $4.99 super chat. That's right. Get involved. Kids are unaliving themselves. Yeah. And that's the thing too. You gotta, because that the reason why a lot of schools, and I'm not ignorant to the fact that the reason why schools have zero policy when it comes to bullying is because to be bullied affects your self-esteem, which in turn drastically affects your self-worth, right? How you see yourself, how you value yourself, right? And when it all comes down to it, it's not just something that you have to worry about. And this is one of the big things, especially when I was so outraged dealing with my daughter's school when she was younger. I wasn't just talking about her experience here in pre-K, right? I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about the stages and platforms and foundation of how she will address this type of conflict moving forward. She's supposed to take an ass whipping, being bullied or teased or whatever the case may be. I mean, if kids are saying something to you, you don't have a right to run over there and go up in their face. But you learn to say something back. But if they putting their hands on you, you're supposed to take that to keep the peace. You're supposed to take that because it causes problems. If you resist somebody infringing on your physical autonomy, that's inappropriate. And that makes your value less than that other person. You become a second-tier citizen to that other person because somehow their opinion, their value, their ability to put their hands on you is more important than your peace of mind and control that you have over who touches you and who puts their hands on you. We don't want to create no waves. We don't create no problems. We don't want you to be a bitch. And somehow that's supposed to be acceptable. And like Jody said, that's, kids are doing it, but at the same time, I think that also branches into adulthood, because again, this is the foundations of how you see yourself, your ability or inability to be able to advocate for yourself is something that you will carry with you for the rest of your life. If you don't learn when you have those support systems that you can advocate for yourself. That's what my daughter was doing. When she would tell the teachers or she would tell the head person, and she came home and told me what was happening, and I'm sure she was telling the kids to not do what they were doing. She was advocating for herself. She was learning to advocate for herself, and I supported that advocation by coming in and reinforcing it. So no, I'm not bowing down. I'm not apologizing. So when that teacher approached me and my daughter was standing there and she was looking at me and looking at that teacher and she asked me that question, hell, do you tell her to go ahead and put her hands? Fuck yeah. You damn right. Damn Skippy. You damn Skippy, I did. And I'm going to tell you something else. If they do it again tomorrow, guess what's going to happen? You know what I mean? Then not only are you going to be calling me in here because she done did it again, which I'll do a side note on that. She done did it again. But tomorrow, me and you are going to have a problem because now we're completely aware that there is a problem. And I fully expect that problem to be addressed because I don't want to get called in here again because I don't want to have to do it. I don't want her to have to do it again. And more to the point, you shouldn't be putting her in a situation where she should have to do it. Especially if she's coming in and telling your ass, do your job. Instead of you trying to tell me how to do mine, do your fucking job. How about that? Here's a little side note. After I done cut her loose, it only took one time. It only took one time because in the true form of every fucking bully that ever walked the face of the planet, whether it be a little bully ass kid, a boss, or anybody else, you half of it is just you showing them that you're not willing to take it. And if you come this way, and if you want to start shit with me, just recognize every time you come here, I'm not guaranteeing I'm gonna win. I'm not saying I'm gonna win every one. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna win everyone, but any of them. But you just know that you're gonna have to come in. There ain't no easy wins over this way, motherfucker. You're gonna have to earn that shit. You're gonna earn every one of those. So when you come down this way, you want to come down and I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna pick on that big dude over there. I'm gonna show in front of my friends. Just know you're gonna have to work for that. It's not gonna be no, I'm gonna go there, just say what I want to say, do what I want to do, and then we're gonna walk off, get some lunch. No, bring your lunch with you. Bring your lunch with you because you're gonna put in a full day's work over this way. And I'm gonna make it hard and unpleasant for you every time you try to pick on me. But it's just a mindset that we have to teach people that you are valuable, you are worth it. You're worth not only defending, but you're worth advocating for. Self-advocation. When you stand there and you advocate for yourself, when you value yourself enough that you don't put yourself in situations where you can be mistreated or abused, or if somebody does do something wrong to you, that you can stand up for yourself and stick up for yourself, and you don't have to feel sorry about doing that. And that was the thing that drove me crazy with the whole thing with Mary sitting there talking to Jen. You don't have to apologize for you standing up for yourself, defending yourself, advocating for yourself. You don't have to apologize that you put in hundreds of thousands of dollars into this property and you want your return on your investment. That you didn't just gift that money to somebody who was trying to take advantage. You don't have to apologize for that. You don't never have to say sorry for that shit. And if they feel like you have to say sorry, then fuck them. I ain't gonna say part of my friends because you know I meant that. I don't care. You know what I mean? Don't feel bad about defending yourself. Don't ever feel bad about defending yourself and standing up for yourself. Thank you so much for that, Jody. I appreciate you. Y'all done got me worked up. Because this is crazy. This damn fall boy. Hold on one second. Talk about this stuff. I feel like
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
Yeah. Just I don't know. But I just want them to because if there's, because I know there's some people from the AUB who watch this. Look, if you are a wife and you're looking out for yourself and your kids, it's not you being a bitch if you stand up for you and yourself. You stand up for yourself and stand up for your kids, stand up for your family. Okay? That's not you being difficult. That's not you being an asshole. You are not wrong for those things. You're not wrong for advocating for yourself. And if I'm the first person to tell you, let me be the first person to tell you. You have every right to protect yourself and look out for yourself, especially when you're dealing with people who are looking out for themselves and aren't looking out for you. Why do you feel the need to, I'm gonna look and I'm gonna protect somebody else's interest and make sure that they're taken care of, and nobody is making sure you're taken care of, and make sure that you're okay, make sure your kids are okay? That is not okay. That's not cool. I'm not saying you have to go out and be aggressively be an asshole, but at the same time, you don't have to sit there and let somebody run all over you and somehow that's going to pave your way into heaven. Okay? Good books say a lot of things, but I ain't never read a chapter in the book where it say that you got to get taken advantage of. In order for you to get into heaven, in the higher reaches of the celestial kingdom, you must be taken advantage of. Like, what chapter is that? If you guys could give me the chapter and verse, I will look it up and I will read it. I'm always down to learn. but I don't recall that. And I've read the Bible several times. I don't recall that verse where they say, you must, if you are to defend yourself, you will be hereby known as the bitch. Like, I've never read that shit. I've never read that. So if somebody who is more knowledgeable about, scripture can point me to that, I'd appreciate it. But I've never read that you have to somehow get taken advantage of. Now, I have seen, like, turn the other cheek and all that, but that's not saying that you got to sit there and let they turn the other cheek. That's talking about vengeance. That's not talking about, there's a guy out there just slapping the shit out of people. You got, in order for you to get into heaven, you got to go down there and let that dude slap the shit about you. Like, that type of self-flagellation is not a thing. That is not a thing. But we've been running for a little bit. Let's round this shit out. So here's the thing, right? We could talk about Christine wants to be the Cannonball to be from Civil War. That was kind of creepy. Janelle being pressured to have a relationship. Janelle was all, and they said it like, Janelle's so used to just being in a relationship with Cody, and she just don't know that like what it's like to be in a monogamous relationship. They won't be in a monogamous relationship with each other. They gonna be monogamous. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. Janelle was married before. Okay? Janelle was in a monogamous marriage before she was married to Cody. She knows more about monogamy and being in a monogamous relationship than Christine does. Okay? This shit is new to you. It's not new to her. Janelle is saying, look, and I respect this. Know yourself. And I respect Janelle from the respect of, she seems, out of all of them, she seems to be more rooted in understanding who she is and what she wants and what her needs are and having those needs met. Okay? So she recognizes that right now, I don't want to sit here and be worried about a man. I want to worry about my kids. I want to take care of my family. I want to spend time with them. If I'm sitting here spending all my nights and all my days chasing after some dude, then that's time away from me spending with my grandkids, which is important to Janelle, and me spending time with my kids, which is important to Janelle, especially if we put things into perspective of she just buried a child. So there's nothing wrong with her saying, I want to be focused on my children and my grandkids, and I want to shore up those relationships. And right now, I'm not interested in trying to figure out a romantic relationship while I'm trying to shore up these other relationships. I'm trying to make sure that my kids and my grandkids are okay. I respect that shit. And I understand Christine is excited because she has a new toy and she wants everybody to enjoy the toy that she's playing with. I get that shit. But at the same time, you have to respect your friend and what she wants. It's not about what you want and what you like. And because you enjoyed this, that she has to have the same thing you have. You respect your friend by saying, okay, well, this isn't what she wants. And I want for my friend the things that she wants for herself. If she wants to go out and be happy, if she's happy dealing with her kids, her grandkids, your grandkids, oops. If that makes her happy, that puts a smile on her face, that gives her a reason to get up in the morning, let her have that. Just like if she said, okay, Christine, you know what? In order for you to truly be happy, you have to have a garden, girl. You have to do a garden. You have to forget that house you're living in. Move out to a farm. Girl, do a garden. Because if you don't do a garden, you won't be happy. Because watching the first time you put a seed in the ground, and then all of a sudden you watch that tree grow, and that tree starts to bear fruit, there is nothing like that. It's happiness all over. It makes you feel like you just created something. It's almost like giving birth. It's so incredible. If that blows Janelle's skirt up, good for her. But she's not trying to push the things that make her happy on to Christine. She's not saying, Christine, you got to live your life like I live my life in order for you to experience what true happiness is. And that's the weird part about it, because it's in a weird way, the same way you moved away from the cult-like mind control group think of being in a cult, that group think is still present. It's just looking for a new place to kind of a new home to roost and germinate, right? Since we're talking about flowers, looking for a place to germinate. So now the group think is you have to be in a relationship and you have to live your life the way I live my life. And I get what Christine is trying to do, because she found happiness and she's excited about it. She wants Janelle to be happy, but you have to step back and recognize this is what's making Janelle happy. And to be honest with you, if Janelle wants to be successful in finding a partner, in my opinion, I think she's going about it the right way. She wants to meet somebody organically. Again, another farmer's term. She wants to meet somebody organically. She wants to have the type of relationship with the person that she wants to be with to develop over time. And she wants to build that relationship, which I respect. And the best way for you to find a relationship is to not be looking for one, as crazy as that is. I mean, you can make yourself available in certain places for you to be able to have contact with people. But, the harder you look, to me, it always kind of hit that point where if you really desperately were trying to find a relationship, it just seems like it's always harder for you to find it, because you go into every interaction with these crazy high expectations, right? Whereas if you're more relaxed, you see more too. Because when you go in with these high expectations, a lot of times that develops a lot of blind spots when you're desperately trying to find somebody to be with, because you start to let shit go because you're desperately trying to reach a destination. So you just ignore all the red flags because you're trying to get to that destination as quickly as possible. You're determined to get to that place. So you ignore all the red flags that person has. But when you are going into it more relaxed, then you see that person for who they are. And that gives rise to you being able to find somebody whom you're more compatible with naturally, as opposed to forcing a round peg into a square hole and kind of, force them to be something that they aren't. When you look at Cody and their relationship with Cody, so much of what they said about him, to be honest with you, is they're forcing him to be something that he's not. He's kind. He's patient. He's not those things. That's what you want. He should be treating us fairly because we're all wives and we're all equals. And he should be doing this. That sounds good. That sounds right. That sounds fair. That sounds like what he should be trying to do. But that wasn't your reality. You guys weren't equal partners. You weren't equal wives. He was married to Robin, and you guys were his baby mamas. And maybe he slid through and knocked y'all down, once or twice a week. Y'all got tossed up twice a week, when he felt so in such a giving mood. But ultimately, Robin was his girlfriend. Robin was his wife. Robin was his love interest. You guys were just the side pieces. It's not fair, James. Fair ain't got nothing to do with it. It is what it is. Then we get to the let's round this bad boy out. We're gonna land this plane on Aurora and that's foolishness. Before I do, let me go through the poll one time. We had 328 votes. Are you still watching Sister Wives? 68% of you said yes. 32% of you said no. That sounds like overwhelmingly it's a yes. People are still watching it. Here's the problem. 32% of people not watching it is a big ass number. That's huge. Okay. And that says to me that Sister Wives, TLC, Sister Wives need to step it the fuck up, or you guys gonna have to cancel this show. This show ain't gonna make it. Right? If you lose 32% of your audience, you're in trouble. Right? You guys, that's not a good thing. So yeah, majority of people are still watching. Yay! But your numbers are going down, and that's actually reflective of the viewership numbers that have been coming in, as far as like declining views and this, that, and other. Let's not forget, Sister Wives was almost canceled before. This is the first time that cancel word's been kicked around about Sister Wives, and the only thing that saved them was the fact that they all took a huge ass pay cut. Now, let's keep in mind that after season 17, they all received a pay increase. So a pay cut saved them before, but I don't think a pay decrease is going to save the show again, especially because they don't have a story to tell. And this also brings up the question of why that producer, I forget his name, the producer that just left, from Sister Wives. What's his name? Tim Gibbons. Why Tim left? Oh, Tim left because Sister Wives was getting to the point where they was going to get real about Cody. No, Tim Gibbons might have left because he realized after season 17 there was no more story to tell. So he wanted to separate himself, leave the Sister Wives or the platform of the show while it's still, showing good numbers, because that reflects positively on him, as opposed to sticking with a ship that was rising and all of a sudden it falls like a stone. This is actually what Jerry Seinfeld did back in the 90s with his show Seinfeld. He left when the show was still number one. He left on top. And that's why he was able to capitalize off this show years after the show ended, because he left the show when the show was on top. That's how, God bless them. I mean, they had a lot of talent on that show. But that's how the lot of his castmates were able to capitalize and grow their careers after the show ended, was because they left the show when the show was still in high demand. They didn't wait for the show to get canceled off the air. Then all of a sudden they go out and start trying to audition again. So, I mean, it's just something to think about. But let's get into this. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and close the poll out. Thank you guys so much for answering those questions. Appreciate you. So let's talk about this whole thing with Aurora and this boy, this young man. I won't call him a boy, he's a young man. Brody seemed like a nice enough guy. All right. Aurora, when she came in, remember Brody? We've been dating for a little while. You guys know this. And she's been going out with this dude for a minute, right? Yeah, I know you guys been going out with Brody for a minute. Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, he came and he asked me to be his girlfriend and stuff. And I say yes. And how crazy is it that young lady looked horrified, and she was telling her parents, Cody and Robin, that this young man was going to be her boyfriend. She looked like she was bracing for them to come flying across that room and jump on top of her. Like she literally looked like Dad, yeah, I stole your brand new car that you're leasing. Yeah, I stole it and wrapped that shit around the telephone pole and parked it up a tree. Like, that's the way she was looking. Like, she had that kind of information. How did you crash my car? Well, I mean, after all the drinks, after 4 or 5 rounds of beer pong, I can't win. I was doing beer pong with with me and some of the college kids we're hanging out And there was a guy who came by. He plays for the NBA. His name is Steph Curry. We were paying Steph Curry and uh, a guy named Larry Bird. And they just kept sinking them damn things. Fuck them from across the room. Fuck them all cup. Pop, pop. Needless to say, I probably had about 48 beers. And then I decided I was going to take your car for a spin. I should say a roll because I rolled that bitch down the hill. Right. That's the look she had on her face when she was explaining to Cody and them that she had a boyfriend. Like she was horrified. And I felt bad for her just on that fact. Like, especially if he's been coming around the house and he's been dating a long time. Yeah, there's a possibility that you could be dating somebody steady for a little while. Like, and especially if you're going out for like a year, 2 years, where you guys are just you're basically exclusively dating each other. But you never come out and say, will you be my boyfriend? Will you be my girlfriend? You know, it's kind of like you hang out with somebody all the time. And by all intents and purposes, that person is your best friend. But you might not look them in the face and say, Tom, you know, we've been hanging out pretty steady for the last, 3-4 years. And you're the guy that's my number one in my phone. You know, when I have an emergency contact, you're my number one guy. So I was kind of thinking maybe you'd like to be my best friend. Would you like to be my best friend, buddy? Conversation never happened. Right? You're dating pretty consistently. It is what it is. Right? That's our boyfriend. If they've been going out and if the other person would be offended if all of a sudden you showed up with somebody else, that's your damn boyfriend. That's your girlfriend. But cool. He asked her, will you be my girlfriend? And she said, oh, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. And apparently he's been over to the house. He met Cody, he met Rob, and now all of a sudden it's different. And these two idiots, well, I don't know, maybe that's a little harsh. These two jackaloons are sitting there saying, like, to my 20, at the time she was 22, it was last year. Time she was 22. She'd been dating a boy for a while. He said he wanted to be her boyfriend. Here's the thing. In our faith, you date somebody and you know that you're pretty much getting married, and you don't really have boyfriends and girlfriends. Well, guess what, Cheese? This ain't your faith. This isn't your culture. And this is how we do shit in the real world. You date somebody, you commit to that person, then you start to head down the path where you start to think about marrying that person, getting engaged, and intensifying your commitment all along the way as you get to know them better, as you get to start to relate to them better, and as your feelings start to deepen for that person. That's the course of dating that happens in the real world. And then after your boyfriend, girlfriend for however long, that person, somebody says, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you, walk down the aisle with me, jump the broom, whatever, break the glass, whatever. Right? That's what happens. These two guys are sitting there pretending like, well, in our faith, you only go out 2 or 3 times. And then Cody sitting there saying, well, now I'm going to be a little more discerning because I've been through 3 divorces. And I couldn't help but to think, maybe that's why you've been through 3 divorces. Because you guys never got to know each other. Never got to experience each other. You never got to take time to get to know one another and make that commitment to each other at a sophomoric level of being boyfriend, girlfriend. You went right from, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. My name is Cody. My name is Christine. My name is Mary. My name is Janelle. You want to hang out for a little bit? I think you're cool. Yeah, you want to get married? That's not a thing. Okay? That's weird as shit. And that's how you wind up in divorce court. Sorry. That's why you got 3 divorces. So she's taking the time to get to know this young man, and all of a sudden it's a damn problem. Right? And then when he get over to the house, Before he gets over to the house, Cody. Well, how does he look at you? Does he look at you the same way I look at your mother? Like, oh, I'm gonna break that shit off, or I'm gonna tear it up, or the things I'm gonna do to you. Does he look at you like that? That shit is crazy to me. I understand that you want, maybe on some level, you want your kids, if you have a positive, um, loving relationship with your partner, you want your kids to experience that same type of love, right? But here's the thing. If I'm going to be honest, I have a good relationship with my wife, I think. But I don't want, I never really thought about my kids mirroring my relationship. I understand that that's part of it. They will. But what I want from my kids when it comes to their partner, what I really want, I want my kids' partner to love them and support them the way that I would love them and support them. That's what I want for them. It goes beyond just when I look at your mama and I look at that peach and them tatas. That's how I want your boyfriend to look at you. Like that's not a fucking thing. Like that's disgusting. Like well, I don't I don't even want to think about that. It's a reality of life. It's gonna happen, right? whoever my daughter goes with or partners up, pairs off with or whatever, I'm sure they're gonna be looking at her with a lustful eye or whatever. I accept it. It is what it is. But I don't want that to be the core and root of their relationship. And that's one of the shortcuts that I think people who are in successful relationships, when they encounter people who try to emulate that relationship, especially if they have a very physical relationship, that the shortcut of them thinking that they can get to that place where you have a solid, rock steady relationship with another person is for you to emulate the physicality. The physical shit is easy. That's to me, that's the weird part about Cody pushing that, like, oh, I gotta paw and claw and grip and grab on Robin in front of this young man to make her think that, let everybody know that I'm attracted to her sexually because our relationship, this is our love. Right. And to me, that's the thing. You gripping and grabbing on her. Is that what you want to show your daughter? And let's talk about that for a minute. Cody talked about like he's hitting on Robin in front of Aurora's boyfriend. He's gripping and grabbing on her. He's trying to say little slick shit about how he gonna sleep with her and how he gonna be her president and how this mistletoe we need to start tonguing each other down, girl. I need to shove my tongue in your face, right? And then you turn around and try to have a conversation with this young man about chastity. Are you fucking serious? Or is the elevator not hitting the top floor? Are you lacking oxygen? If you do that, you're setting the tone. You set the tone of the relationship. You don't think like one of the things I think McKelty admitted early on when she dates these guys, and even Madison admitted when they go out with these guys and they hear that her father, she's from a polygamous family, it's harder on her because it's the groundwork is already set that some of these guys may think that they can date these young ladies and have the benefit of going out seeing other people because it's reflective of the relationship that they're used to. You're setting the tone. If every time you a dude turn around and you got you got your hand on his girlfriend's mom's ass, or you gripping at her blouse, or you trying to face kiss her, right? And you guys are extremely overtly sexual in front of this young man. What do you think he's gonna think about that young lady? What do you think his availability for that young lady is gonna be? You think he gonna think oh wow, she's probably super chaste. She's probably holding her fidelity for a person and her purity for a person who's going to be worthy. Or do you think he's gonna think that she's open for business just like her mama? And let's be honest, if done in the because I'm all about the physical attention, physical affection, and all that stuff, you know, I've probably been reprimanded more than my fair share. But it is a point where if done in front of the wrong audience, in the wrong place at the wrong time, it is disrespectful. I'm gonna say that one more again. If done at the wrong time in front of the wrong people, the wrong audience, in the wrong place, it is disrespectful. You're disrespecting her because you're taking by him being that sexually aggressive. Robin stops being a person and she starts to become a sexual object. Let me say that one more time. If he's doing it like that, she stops being a person and she starts to become a sexual object, something there for his sexual gratification. It's not about me expressing love to you or me expressing affection or adoration towards you. It's me dominating you. You are a plaything. I'm playing with you. And and to be honest with you, that's more in line with how I feel when I watch Cody overtly do a lot of this sexual stuff with Rob. It turns into a thing of I'm doing this to you because I'm dominating you. And this is something that's amusing me. It's not making you feel good. I'm not doing this to make you feel good. I'm doing this to make me feel good. And I think that that's problematic. I think that's what crazy problematic. But I think it's weird when he sat there and said some old dumb shit about you gotta protect her from yourself. You gotta protect her from yourself. Because he gave her a little pocket knife. She said, I do mixed martial arts. I know how to use a knife and all this stuff. Well, that's silly ass. I know how to use a knife and do mixed martial arts. I can defend myself. Cool. All right. That's awesome. You know how to do that stuff. That's cool. But at the same time, it's not about you defending yourself physically. I mean, that shit is important. You being able to, if you got to do what you got to do, I have no problem with that, teaching young ladies how to defend themselves physically. But at the same time, it's about you knowing how respecting yourself and not allowing yourself to be people to make decisions for your body. If this is something that she wants to do, the fact that she's saying that this is a man that she wants to date, a man that she wants to spend time with, a man that she's interested in, she shouldn't be afraid to say that this is what I need to do. This is the person I'm interested in. Because that too is about her understanding her bodily autonomy. It's not Cody's body that he gets to decide who she spends time with or is sexual with. It's not Robin's body. It's Aurora's body. You give her the tools so that she can make her own decisions for herself, what's in her best interest. She shouldn't have to require the approval of her father or her mom, because guess what, boo-boo? You're not going to, when it's time for her to make those decisions, you aren't going to be there. That's the part that fucks me up when people say stuff like that, like, oh, I'm going to keep her safe. I'm going to tell her she's going to stay faithful and she's going to be pure and, oh, I'm going to keep her safe. That makes sense if the young man is going to wait till you sitting in the room before he try to put his hands up a shirt. Or he try to, get deep kiss her. That makes sense then. Like, oh, I'm going to be there and I'm going to tell him like, hey, buddy, keep your hands to yourself. That makes sense. But in my experience, Whether personal shit I've heard and people I've known throughout my life, I've never heard of a situation where somebody has made sexual advances on somebody in front of their parents. I mean, if you did that shit, I don't even know what would happen to you. It's crazy. It's crazy disrespectful. Okay? Crazy disrespectful. The reality of it is you're not going to be there. So what you want to do is you want to give them the skills, the confidence, the ability, and it's not even so much the permission, but you want to let them know that they have the right to give themselves the permission to make decisions for themselves and make choices for themselves. And with those choices, they have to live with the consequences. So you tell them about the choices, yeah, for sure. But you also tell them about the consequences. But you don't try to use the consequences to persuade their choices. You just give them the information so that they learn how to make their own damn choices. Because if they can't make their choices, guess what's going to happen? She going to be banging that dude. If you look, I'm telling you, look, I'm just, look, okay. All right. How real we want to get with this? Because if you think that you stopping some shit, if you think you stopping something by her being all, I'm afraid to tell you that he's my boyfriend. Look, there's a good possibility she getting cranked. Okay, you gonna protect her chastity. There's a good possibility she getting cranked because if she can't come to you and can't talk to you, guess what? She's getting her information from somewhere. She's having a conversation with somebody. If she don't feel comfortable talking to you, she talking to somebody. And what I've always been nervous about for me as a father, what I've always been nervous about was my kids talking to the wrong damn people. Okay, because if somebody is trying to fuck your child, pardon my French, but if that's what they're trying to do, they're not going to give them good information. They're not going to tell them that this is probably something you shouldn't do. I'm probably not the guy you want to do it with. Especially the first time. I'll be a bad choice. That guy is not giving that good ass information. Stop giving these assholes the ability to be able to talk your child into doing something that's not beneficial to them and it's something that they don't want to do. It's sitting there scaring and terrorizing and chastising and berating your child is only encouraging them to get information from the wrong damn sources. People will want to tell them stupid shit about how to protect themselves. Yeah, I knew a kid when I was in high school. He wound up having like 4 or 5 kids. I think by the time I graduated college, I think he had like 4 kids. But I remember the first child he had, I remember talking to him about it. He wasn't a friend of mine, but we were cool because he was a friend of a friend. And we were talking, and he said, yeah, man, my girl pregnant. And I think we were seniors. I think we were seniors, sophomores or seniors. Might have been seniors. I think we were seniors. And he said, my girl pregnant or whatever, about to have a child. Like, damn, that's messed up, man. What happened? He said he ain't think she could get pregnant if you did it standing up. Who told you that shit? Are you okay? What? Who told you that? You can't get pregnant if you standing up. What? Explains. That explains a lot. That explains a lot. At first, I was hoping he was joking. But he was dead ass. He was dead serious. You can't get pregnant standing if you do it standing up. Well, guess what?
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
You can. And she did. Right. And that's what I'm saying. At that moment, that's why I was saying, like, I understood that if you're not getting proper information from the right source, you're not talking to the right people, you're getting bad information. And in most cases, the people who are most likely and most inclined and most motivated to talk to you about doing stupid shit are the people trying to get you to do stupid shit. Those are the people always talking to you about it. Your friends might talk about it occasionally here and there, and it's on their mind, and they trying to think about whether they want to do it, so they get motivated to talk to you about it, and it's just getting pushed out as a subject matter. But the person trying to convince you to do the shit and advising you to what you should be doing, how you should be doing, and giving you shit advice, are the people 9 times out of 10 trying to do it to you. So if she doesn't feel comfortable coming back and talking to Cody and Robin about the prospect of a long-term guy that she's been dating, a guy that she's been dating long-term, and she doesn't feel comfortable coming back and telling you, hey, we're going to make it so we're not going to date outside people, because realistically, that's all boyfriend, girlfriend is at that stage anyway. Is we're not going to date, go out and date other people. We're basically going to make this relationship exclusive. And we're not going to date any other people. We're not looking for anybody else. That's all she's saying. And she was scared to come and tell him that. She was scared to come and tell him that she wanted to go to church. And in the words of Soldier Boy, he gonna Superman that hoe. Like, what the shit? Like, are you stupid? Like, you don't do that shit to your child. You don't make them feel like they can't come home and talk to you. She gonna get Superman. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's just, if you guys kiss and just recognize that if you're kissing her and stuff, you're kissing somebody's wife. You got your lips all over somebody else's jammy. And that's why, before this whole thing started, before this live started, that's when you guys saw this picture. Because Cody's a damn lie. I want him to do her like I did with her mom. Before I married her mom, I kept my mitts to myself. But here goes as I recall it, as the story has been told to us, these are the engagement pictures. That don't look like somebody who is keeping their hands to themselves. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't it look like her private parts is up against his private parts? His legs kicked wide open up on the car. She done walked up between his legs and they in there bumping uglies. That don't look like, I done keep it like real polite and real good and real gentle. He left Christine having a baby so he could go stick his tongue down Robin's throat. And you're going to sit up there and tell, and the fact that it's on TV, you stupid asshole. Like, he can't go back. If he has HBO, Discovery Plus, Hulu, or any other, like, one of the streaming networks, they carry Sister Wives, he can go back and watch you. He don't even got to go deep. He can go into season 1. It's like season 1, episode 4, you guys was deep looking in each other's eyes and kissing and shit. Stop it. You were staying over at her house. You were staying at her mom's house 3 nights out the week. And you trying to explain, like, look, maybe people who watched the show early on was under the impression that y'all wasn't screwing. But we grown. On this channel, we grown folk. And I understand if you going over somebody's house spending 3-4 nights a week and you are sexually attracted to that person and you are dating that person, you are not state. You might have fully intended, I'm not going over there. I ain't going to be doing nothing. I ain't going to do nothing. I'm going to go over there. We're going to hang out. We're going to watch some movies and stuff. And it's going to be PG. Yep. And you be playing that shit all week. We're going to sit there. We're going to watch movies. What y'all going to watch? We're going to watch Usual Suspects, Pulp Fiction. We're going to watch all them good movies. We're going to watch some good movies. We ain't going to do nothing. We just going to enjoy each other's company. We going Christmas time. We're going to watch Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. That joint funny. That old joint. We're going to watch Christmas Story. Yup. You know I love me some Ralphie. and we gonna watch that, and we ain't gonna do nothing. We not gonna hold hands enough. That be your plan the whole week. You get in there, and let's call it like it is. We grown folk. We know how the shit go. You get in there, you get to talking real good. You get to laughing. You know, you get to laughing, chuckling and shit. Next thing you know, somebody done slid their hand on, ha, 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 hit your knee. Physical contact barrier broken. Next thing you know, girl, why you sitting all the way over there? Come on now, you sit on the couch. We ain't nothing gonna happen. We done talk about ain't nothing gonna happen in PG time. Then y'all get to talking and laughing some more. Next thing you know, you crazy. That's how you know you about to, you know what I mean? That's how you know it's about to pop off. You crazy. Crazy about this cootie coo. And they see, you done got your arm around and y'all are laughing. Then you be like, all right, well, we've been cool this whole time. Ain't nothing gonna happen. We already talked about it. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Nothing going real serious and stuff. I was just thinking maybe we could hug a little bit, man. Because we enjoy each other's company. Yeah, you start hugging. Next thing you know, you start kissing a little bit, then you start talking, and yes, no, we shouldn't. Maybe we should back off. Maybe we should stop. But then somehow you don't stop nothing. Like you just talk about stopping, but you don't actually stop. And then next thing you know, you wake up and then, you looking for your drawers. Like that's how it happens. Right? You planned out. I'm not doing nothing this whole time. We're gonna keep it PG. Next thing you know, you shooting triple X. That's how it works. And then you think it's going to be different? You think this 20-year-old young man thinks that you guys were sitting there at her house 3 nights a week, every weekend? You come running into the house where your wives live, knocking little kids all over, trying to get past them. Out my way, little mother. I got to get to Robin. Drive 5 hours. 5 hours. To spend 3 nights with a woman every weekend and y'all ain't doing shit? Yeah. I ain't know. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care. People, no, we do that in our faith. We do that in our religion. People say that all the time. People say that shit all the time. We don't believe in that. That's not part of our doctrine. That's not what we believe. You tell them 3 women that was sitting there saying that they didn't think Cody is faithful. He's not that kind of guy. Then all of a sudden, Christine, shocked and pissed that she found out that Cody kissed Robin. But I thought he wasn't that kind of guy. Girlfriend, I got to tell you, he was doing more than kissing her. Okay? You ought to start asking, where was he kissing her? Because he was doing more than kissing her. Especially you look at these pictures. That is not somebody who is new to physical touch and physical affection. There's another picture where they got her sitting on top of dude's neck. You telling me, did you sit there with the honey pot on your neck? You carrying that thing like a backpack? I ain't new. Y'all might be new. I ain't new. I know. That kind of like piggybacking and shit, popping girls on your shoulders. That's familiar. You are familiar. Walking up in a house, sitting up in a house like it's your house, that's familiarity. It is hypocritical for Cody to sit there and talk to that young man about that stuff. Like I said, be honest with him. If you want to be straight up, you want to hear an honest reaction, you want to get their respect, don't treat them like idiots. Sitting there trying to have a conversation. Oh, you got to respect her. You got to protect her from yourself. Because until you marry her, it's like you're kissing somebody else's wife. Well, guess what, buddy? In the real world, when you're dating somebody, there might be physical touch. There might be physical affection. How far that physical affection goes depends on the person who's doing it. Like, for instance, Aurora might take the position that she's going to save herself from marriage. That's fine. I respect that. That's her choice, right? Her choice. Not your choice, Cody. Her choice. That's something that she gets to decide. Because you can sit there, well, it's better if like that man If he's able to get with a woman who has never been with anybody, then that relationship is more likely to succeed than other way around. 2 of your 3 divorces were with women who had never been with anybody else. Let me say that one more again. James, say that one more time, please. Yes, I will. I will say that one more. Yes, one more time. 2 of your 3 divorces were with women who had never been with anybody else. Mary had never been with anybody else. You were Mary's first. You were Christine's first. Christine said she didn't even kiss your ass till over the altar. She was so pure and so, so chaste. And you divorced her and treated her like shit first chance you got. You know who you enjoyed sleeping with? Isn't this ironic? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? The 2 people that you enjoyed sleeping with the most were women who had already been with somebody else, women who were already married. And as far as if I'm gonna keep it all the way above, I don't think, I get the feeling that though they weren't virgins when they went to their first nights. No disrespect to either of them, because I'm with it. I'm with the shit. Like if you go out and do what you got to do, boo boo. I'm not one of them guys who sit around and pretend like a woman got to only been with one person in order for her to be considered a woman or whatever the fuck. She's only worthy of marriage if she has maybe a body count of 2. More than that, she is a what? Like that's dumb. That's dumb. Okay, especially if you look at if you look at your shit, your list, and you hitting numbers, and you well into like double digits and maybe close to triple. There ain't nowhere in the world you should be sitting. You got 3 wives at home. There ain't nowhere in the world you should be sitting up there talking about what somebody else doing in their bedroom and what they was doing prior to nonsense, whatever. According to Cody, he had what four people he slept with: Christine, Mary, Janelle, and a person supposedly in college. So he had 4 people he slept with before he met Robin. Should he have been judged on that? I don't think so. Because I'm not the sum total of the people of my experience. I am the sum total of my experiences as my personality is developed, but that doesn't define who I am. Who I dated, who I went out with, like that's not end all and be all. Some people you go out with, you proud of. Some people you go out with, you like, yeah, that was a mistake. That was a case of the stupids. They were hot though. But that was a mistake. But to sit there and try to pretend like, oh, if he kisses her or if she allows him to kiss her, that somehow she's cheating herself or she's somehow betraying a person that she hasn't even fucking met yet. Oh, if you kiss her, that's disrespectful to her potential future husband. She don't even know who that dude is. If he is around, he ain't in the picture. If you dig what I'm saying. I'm not even saying like you gotta be with him in order to make the relationship work. I think that's ridiculous. But at the same time, I think it's foolish for you to sit around and say that, she can't experience with this guy or somehow she has to cut him off like you did when it's documented that you didn't do that. And this is also part of the reason why I don't agree with parents who lie to their children. I think that that's a terrible mistake. I think that's a big ass case of the stupids for you to lie to your children about sex and sexuality. When you sit around and tell your kid that, oh, sex is terrible. Oh, it's so awful. Oh, you hate it. Oh, it's the devil. Oh, you won't know. There's nothing about it that's enjoyable. You'll only enjoy it with someone whom you're in love with. That is a damn lie. And the problem that you have when you're telling those kind of lies, they have access to information from whether it's their friends, the internet, buddies, whatever, just sitting in the locker room, whatever, in the classroom, and they talking to folks. Plenty of people going to tell them you don't have to have all those prerequisites in order for you to enjoy it. And to be honest with you, unless you're doing it wrong, it's awesome. And you get caught up in that lie, and once you destroy your credibility, how do they take any advice from you? You've already lied to them. You already told them lies. You already told them things that aren't true. So why would they listen to you when it comes to important things? When it comes to those issues, as they're talking about it, why would they listen to you? You're a liar. That's the, I don't know. I think that's where you make your mistake. Sit around, oh well, me and your mother, we never did anything until we were married. I kissed her for the first time over the altar. That's a lie. And if you a dastardly dude, and I'm gonna be honest, if you're a dastardly dude or a crazy, woman, mean ass woman, etc., then you would use the fact of that lie to further your pursuit to try to get that person to do stuff. Makes sense to me. As a for instance, Aurora, come on, girl, let's, what's wrong with us doing a little something, something? Well, I don't, my parents, they didn't kiss. That's what they told you. Aurora, I didn't know who you were when we first met, but I was watching the show. And just to get to know you better and try to understand you, I thought it was really cute seeing you as a little girl. You were super cute. But I noticed that your dad was going over to see Robin, like driving 5 hours to see you and your sisters. Where was he staying in your house? Because Aurora knows. He would stay up in the room with mommy and he would lock the door and he would go in there and wrestle and stuff. And they would, be making all kinds of noises and they would be playing games and he would wrestle her and he'd get on top and wrestle with her and stuff. What do you think he was doing? Oh my goodness. He was knocking them boots. Yeah, girl. I mean, they telling you not to do something that they was doing. You right there, freaking liars. Then all of a sudden, all your credibility is gone. So who do they trust now for their information? The person who revealed the truth to them. Girl, you know what it is? They just trying to keep you from doing stuff because they don't recognize they trying to keep you from all this fun. Next thing you know, she in there with her legs kicked up. Don't set yourself up, genius. Don't set yourself up. Stop turning them over to people who aren't looking out for their best interest. That's all you're doing. You're turning them over to the people who are trying to take advantage of them. You're cutting out their defenses. You're making them unsure of who they can trust and who they can rely on for information. And then you're basically giving them to the people because guess what? We say that, the people who want them to do stuff is trying to tell them to. Here's the freaking secret. They want to do it too. Aurora wants to do it too. Her body is calling for it. It's like, please, let's do this. It's that time. Oh, we got that drive. Oh, yeah. It's kicking in the gear. As soon as you start liking people and you start growing hair in funny places, your body is amped and you are ready. Your body is calling for it. So when the person who is trying to convince them to do something is talking to them, they are preaching to the choir. The people that they're talking to want to listen to what they're saying. They want to believe them. And you've sitting here destroyed all your credibility and you're turning them over to somebody who's going to tell them something that they want to hear. And then you want to sit there in 9 months and look surprised while you a grandpappy? That's why. That's why. I don't know. Like I said, they're going to drive me to drink. You know? All right, let's pop into some of these super toots. All right, let's see. Okay. We had a Jody Periscala $4.99 super chat. I had a narc in my life. It took years to stand up when uh when I did it went to no contact. Yeah, yeah. Some people, in all fairness, there's some people, like I said, you can't with especially with narcissistic tendencies, people who have display narcissistic tendencies, or sociopathic or even psychopathic tendencies. You can't talk them into being sane. Like you can have all the words, you can have all the vocabulary, diction, and the whole nine. You could speak like the most eloquent, brilliant person of all time, orator of all time, and you can stand and explain to them till you blue in the face what it is, what they doing, how they made you feel, why it's wrong, what they could do better, etc., etc., etc. And that shit, it won't even go in one ear, out one another, because that would even involve them taking in anything that you say. It's just a waste of damn time. So in some cases, you very well may have to, for your own personal sanity, you might have to go no contact in those situations, which unironically, a lot of the kids did with Cody. They wound up going no contact because they weren't getting anywhere. Because the second they come to him and start trying to talk to him about some of the issues and the problems and stuff that they were facing, all of a sudden, he wasn't trying to listen to him. But thank you so much, Jody. Let me give you a little something, something. Boop, boop, boo. Something, something. Then we had YouTube is my time machine with a $5 super chat. YouTube is my time machine, one of OG triple OGs. I laughed out loud when Cody said he was hands off of Robin before they were married. Yeah, right. I ain't touched Robin in public. I was real good. And that's the thing, too. Isn't it ironic? And this is what I was talking about earlier. If Aurora can't come to you and tell you, she had to ask you to get permission to get her ears pierced. Aurora was sat there and looked horrified when she asked you about joining a church. Aurora looked scared when she came to you and asked you about getting baptized in said church. Aurora looked terrified when the guy that she's been dating for a long period of time been coming over to the house, and you knew that they were dating and going out in a romantic sense. When she came there and said, yeah, we're talking about becoming exclusive to one another, which means that I'm not going to date him and 5 other guys. And she looked scared about that. To people who spent at least, let's be honest, Robin is saying up until this season, she said that she doesn't want to be physical with Cody in front of the screen because she doesn't feel comfortable. So basically, they've been hiding their relationship back. That's what she acknowledged, that they've been hiding their relationship back. She didn't feel comfortable putting it on screen, not because she did mention before that she wanted to have PDA in front of the other wives and have them do it because she knew she would be on top. Cody would somehow always find his way to her, and that would make it okay to the fan base. That's why she said that. But she realized that she was getting drugged by the fan base. That's why she refused to get, closer physical with Cody on screen. So they have been actively hiding their physical relationship over the last 20 seasons. So you have been hiding your physical relationship over the last 20 seasons, yet you're surprised if your daughter is doing the same thing. Isn't that something? Like, you want to try to pretend that I'm going to be this example for my kids, and I'm going to tell them what the example is, not recognizing the fact that they've been watching you for the last 15, 16 years. Hide your relationship, hide your physicality. You guys have been hiding away, doing things with each other when nobody else, when you technically weren't supposed to be doing it. So you're going to be surprised if you find out your daughter is doing the same thing. If she is doing the same thing and you guys want to get mad at her and Cody and Robin want to yell at her, here's what I would say to you, because I don't know if this actually happened, but here's what I would say to you. They learned it by watching you. It is your fault. If she's out there getting her back blowed out by a rancher man, right? He in there riding that bull. She in there saving a horse, riding a cowboy. She ain't there doing all that wild shit. It's because that's what she learned by watching her mama and watching her dad, her stepdad. Because that's how you guys have been conducting yourselves for the last 15 years. So you can't be surprised or angry that that's what she's doing. If that's what she chooses to do. Again, that's her choice. That's her business. She's 20 damn years old. She ain't no damn, it ain't like she in high school. She's not 15, right? She gotta learn. Take it, make her decisions and stand on them. But thank you so much. YouTube is my time machine. Let me give you a little something, something. Then we got Raiders Mile with the $1.99 super treat. Aurora. If I tell them this will oh, wait. If I tell them this, will we'll probably here is safe. We'll probably here is safe. What is that? Let me see. 1 second. Just need a little clarification. Let me see if I have it in the chat. Okay, let me just see. If I tell them this will probably air safe. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, okay, with production. Okay. If I tell them this with production here, it is probably safe. Yeah, right. He can't do too much to me, which is kind of disturbing in itself. Like you got to have like company of witnesses in order for you to be able to talk to your parents. Like, your child is vulnerable. If they feel like they can't come and talk to you without somebody keeping them safe or somebody keeping them protected, or somebody who's there to willing to intervene and keep you from going crazy, that is not good. That is not good. Because again, you're all that other person I have to do, that dastardly dude, low down dude, all he has to do at that point, you are making it so fucking easy. All he has to do is make her feel safer than you make her feel. That's all. I mean, and since you got her already on like DEFCON 5, she all you got to do is, look, girl, I kind of likes you. Yeah, I mean, that is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And Jody said they should have just stopped filming. I got you right as mine. If she tells them about a boyfriend with production there, she's safe. Yeah. Look, that is terrible. I mean, I feel bad for her. Because first of all, rule number one as a parent, I'm gonna just say this real quick, and then we can wrap it up because I don't want to keep it up too long. But we went longer than I was hoping. But hopefully you guys had a good time. Hit that like button, by the way. But here's the thing. It's not just about like you making them feel like they have to be safe, or like I said about the sexuality stuff, if they can't come and talk to you, they're gonna be talking to the wrong people. Again, their body, they want to do it too. So it's there's that. But just the idea that you have to have people around, then if something happens, like if she did make a choice, right, to go off with this dude, and something happened, as things do, right? Because let's be honest, like the idea of sex and sexuality, even though we use it a lot of times for recreation and for good times, the purpose of that thing is to make people. That's the purpose of it, right? We could dress it up and call it whatever we want. The whole purpose of intimacy is to make people. And you can't be surprised or befuddled when you make a person. And if that were to happen, how would she feel coming back talking to you about it? You know what I mean? If she can't come to you and tell you that she got a boyfriend, there's no way in the world she can come back and say, yeah, the guy I was messing with got me pregnant. And that's terrible. Like you make her alone. Like she feels alone. She feels insecure. She doesn't feel confident in herself. What happens if this also is the archetype which leads to her being in a relationship with this guy is getting serious, and if things are happening in that relationship, she might not feel comfortable coming back to you telling you that things are happening in a relationship which she doesn't feel comfortable with and she doesn't feel safe with. If she doesn't feel safe with you to tell you positive things, there's no way in the world she's going to feel safe with you to tell you negative things. When she makes a choice about something and it doesn't work out the way she hopes and it turns negative or something bad is starting to happen, she can't come back to you and tell you about that either, because she's already skeptical, because you already, if you date this person, that's why you can't date anybody, because you can't make choices for yourself, because look at you. And she feels like it's her fault. And that's how you wind up with married situations where you wind up staying in a relationship for too fucking long, because you feel like you can't go back and be answerable to your decisions. You can't say, I made this choice, it was a mistake, I'm ready to move on. You always feel like you got to go back and justify your decisions to somebody else. And that's one of the most dangerous places you can put yourself or your child, if they feel like they always have to justify their decisions for themselves with another person. It's okay for me to tell this story to my parents as long as production's here to keep me safe. It's okay for me to have this conversation with this person as long as it's in a safe place, because we either talking or I'm childing it down. I'm not telling them the whole truth about what's going on. So and that's one of the big problems too. If you're not telling me as a parent, if you're not giving me 100% of the information, then any advice or guidance I give you is going to be half-assed and potentially could be wrong. Like if you tell me that, Dad, this is what's going on, and you give me half of the information, it might sound good. But if you give me that other 10%, you give me 80% or 90% of the information, but you leave out 10 or 20%. That 10 or 20% might be the thing that made me say, hold up, wait a minute. That might be the thing that made me say, yeah, you need to reconsider that, or that's a mistake. Right? I need you to feel comfortable telling me the whole thing. And that's where like this whole thing, like I've watched Cody have this kind of conversation for the last, I don't know. He started with Madison and Aspen and all them, and it seems like he's trying to get better, and I'll give him credit for that. Little credit I'm gonna give him in this instance, because you gotta give him a little positive before you give him the negative. You gotta make it a sandwich. So you give him positive, negative, and you follow it up with something positive. So he's not as dreadful as he was the first time he tried to have these kind of conversations. But to be honest with you, you haven't really moved the needle as far as it being less scary and less effective, as far as I'm concerned. And you're so worried about this macho man shit and trying to show off for this little boy that you're not looking out for your daughter and what's best for her, and how does she can develop those types of relationships. And here's another thing that's kind of fucked up. If she can't have an honest relationship with you, and you're the archetype, because you like to hold out that you're the type of relationship you want your daughter to have, but then at the same time, she's scared to come and talk to you. She feels like she can't be honest. What kind of relationship is she going to have with the man that she falls in love with? If she can't be honest with you, and you're saying that you want her to have this type of relationship with her boyfriend or the person she marries, what kind of relationship is that? Where she can't be honest with them either. You're teaching her how to beat down her feelings, her emotions, her perspective to accommodate somebody else. And you're going to be surprised that if Rancher Man turns into an asshole and he decides he wants to have 3-4 outside kids and he want to take all the money that Robin leave her and spend it on the horses or the ponies down at the track, then all of a sudden I don't understand how she found herself making these bad decisions with these men, because that's what you taught her. You taught her to rely on somebody else's decisions. That she can't make her own choices. Just saying. We have one more. Thank you so much, Raiders Mile. Let me give you a little something. Excellent point. Sorry, it was a little slow in the uptake when it came to the abbreviation, but we are on track now, Raiders Mile. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to wrap this bad boy up because I went way longer than I was hoping to. But I hope we had fun. But we have one more from Lizzie B. She gifted one My Take on Reality membership. Thank you so much, Lizzie B, for all your support and everything that you do. If you're a member, make sure. Oh, first and foremost. Oh, wait, I got some membership. I'm gonna give some memberships too. Make sure before I send these out, so I'm gonna get 5 memberships. But make sure Lizzie B actually reminded me of this. Make sure you have toggle that you can receive the gifted membership so that you'll be eligible for them. We can't choose when we gift these memberships. We can't choose who gets the memberships. Like I can't give memberships to who I want to give them to. It's all randomized by YouTube, but you have to have your have it toggled that you can receive the gifted membership. All right. So we're gonna drop that in. We're going to send 5 gifted memberships. We run the if you received a gifted membership or you're a member, we run a Saturday live round table where we have we pull up as many people as we can into the round table. There's always seats available so you guys can get those join the round table and enjoy the discussion. All right, we talk about sister wives, everything. So it's a good time. All right, we have the added benefit of being in a group, supporting one another, which is key. So I want to thank everybody for participating in the live. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for looking out. Make sure if you want to send a speak pipe message, we do the Thursday night show. We can do the speak pipe. You guys can join in and send your message in. I'll respond to them. Caramel Cuties, I will open it up for you next week. I promise I'll send you the link or whatever you can call in, and I'll give you the last word. Because Caramel Kitty's one of the mega mods. She doesn't have the opportunity to be able to call in on Thursday sometimes. So I'm going to make that available to her. All right. But before we go, let me give a huge shout out to everybody who hit up with the super chat. We had Ty, we had Shannon Lee, yeah, I think that's right. Then we had Betty Aldridge in the house, Megatron, of course. We had Nancy, we had Lane Neal. Then of course we had Michelle Woods in the house. We also had Unlimited Lipstick, Salute Janet. We had Raiders Ma, of course. Raiders Ma in the house. We had Jody Periscala. And we had YouTube as my time machine in the house. And of course, we had Lizzie B gifting a membership. Thank you so much, Lizzie B. I appreciate you. Again, we will be running the members only live this Saturday for the round table. It is awesome. We usually have a good time. You know, we get chatty. Everybody talks and stuff. It's fun. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys appreciate the group, that we formed, the community we formed, because it is an amazing community. We support each other, and we try to look out for each other, and talk to each other. Carolina said we only have 177 likes. If you guys, the other 200 people, I guess, in the chat, if you guys could hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you coming through. And as Lizzie B mentioned, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do the roundtable live stream. Join the channel and become a member to get access. Thank you so much, Lizzie B. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Last live stream was fire. It was hilarious. Thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate you. Hopefully everybody had a good time, had some fun tonight. We talked about a lot of things. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate you. Big salute to Lizzie B, Carmel Cuties, and Brittany. Now, Brittany, the Mega Mod Squad, holding it down for us. Everybody in the chat who kept things cool, kept things fun, and kept things interesting. I appreciate you all. That's my take. I'm James, and this has been my take on reality. And I'm